Come on, OBS. There we go. Okay, we should now be live. The fuck did you say?
It lives!
Okay.
I don't want to.
I thought you said elves.
No, it lives. Because it's live.
Yeah, just elves.
That's why I was confused. It's not like
it's better than cocks. Cocks.
We should.
Oh shit, he's lagging again.
Oh man.
I kind of want to say the context, but I kind of don't because it's funnier that way.
Yeah.
Cox internet's shitty.
Yes,
That's
it is.
about all you need to know.
Cox and AT&T are both shit internet providers.
Yes.
Speaking of ship providers of service, prison.
Yay!
Last we left our heroes, Daron, the refuses to let their cellmate sleep Genasi rogue. Seamus, the singing, for the first time in ages, actually singing bard. Seamus.
Haha, haha.
Felix, the slam dunking ace that he is, Eladrin painter.
elves, yeah.
And Aldane, the paladin, I guess.
Thanks.
Along with a hand stomping, heat action using barbarian in Toranosuke. Also door hinge ripping. I forgot to add that to his list of titles. Yes. So the four of you spent some more time gathering info throughout the prison. Such as Aldane meeting an eclectic cast of people, such as Maneater and Father Todd. Daron did some sleuthing, and
Just 1 second. Is Father Todd a reference to Father Ted?
yeah.
God damn
Who's
it.
Father Ted?
Oh, you're missing out. Such a good show.
It's a
what
British
is it?
comedy show, isn't it?
80s, 90s comedy made by a transphobe?
That's the only problem, though. Is like,
Yeah. Graham Lineker being like an arch transphobe has really ruined Father Ted and IT Crowd for me.
IT Crowd as well.
Yeah,
Yup.
I mean, I didn't.
unfortunately.
To be fair,
That's how I knew him.
To be fair, I didn't like IT Crowd, so that's fine.
Yeah.
I actually don't find Richard Ayoade funny, so it's not a problem.
Well, I'm no longer friends with Kato. I'm kidding.
To be fair, I drew the wrath of Death Note fans earlier today, but that's another story.
Yeah, but that's
anyway,
all
yes.
good.
I mean,
so
Death Note is hit or miss, depending on who you ask.
anyway,
I take the potato chip and eat it.
Yes, Darren did some sleuthing. Seamus and Felix did some basketball. And after some more talking with Tora, you learnt about the guard face scar, among many others. And yeah, honestly, not very much happened, mostly just because it is dialogue at the moment, and you're sort of gathering info. Brashen heavy-handedly gave you some more of your equipment. And yeah, you eventually tangled with Face Scar, potentially culminating in him, like, putting everyone apart from the elves to sleep. And it took the combination of Seamus and Felix to rouse everyone up from their slumber, so that Daron didn't get accosted by the creepy guard. And eventually, Aldane, Daron, and Toranosuke beat the shit out of Face Scar, culminating in Tora having maimed the guard. And yeah, that was pretty much it. So, unless you want to do anything before you guys actually head off to sleep, we can just cut to the next day.
I mean, I already did my thing at the end of the last stream.
Yes.
Felix now has his new shiv.
Felix's niche is just collecting corns off people, I guess.
And turning them into daggers, yes.
I mean, to be fair, I think I said to you after the session as well, so I think Akira did. Like, he made his first ever spear was fashioned off bones and teeth off the first few people him and his party killed.
But yeah, if people are gonna have their horns taken off, I might as well put them to use.
Yeah. Biodegradable.
Yeah.
Actually, this song works better for So, there you go, Mil. So, next day, it is a surprisingly warm morning, given the time of year. It is approaching winter. When you all wake up, you all find guards outside of your doors. Each of you having at least 4 guards, each. It's a bit awkward for you, Dairon, and... not Dairon, sorry, Aldane, because there's literally no door on your cell. Like, during the night, as you all were going to sleep, you just heard the guards, like, complain, like, what the fuck are we going to do about the cell door? And a few of them were just like, it's Tyrannosuke's in there, I'm not dealing with that. And they all just collectively...
Understandable.
They all just collectively agreed that if neither of you left your cell during the night, they don't care. Like, one of you guys rips that door off the hinges. They're not dealing with that shit. So yeah, you all get guards outside the doors. They all have spears, actually, and swords at their hips. And for the people who don't have a cell door ripped off its hinges, an extra guard comes to open the door, and they move away as one of them actually comes in and points his spears at you. So for you, Daron, they point at you and just say, you need to come with us. And for Seamus and Felix, and also Aldane and Tora, they just say, both of you need to come with us.
Oh, hi, I thought the wake-up call wasn't for another hour.
Yeah, it's not. It's 5 AM right now.
You
Can I
sense
get like
of
5 more minutes?
sense of time gets messed up in this place.
You can get 5 minutes after you speak with us, Seamus.
Also, what time is sunrise normally? At this point of year.
You're in like late autumn, so that would be like... It's still like very dark outside.
Okay, because Aldane usually gets up at sunrise.
Like, it's one of them, you could open your eyes up half asleep, like that one guy who's like squinting at the light in his face. And that's like, it's just that, but it's very dark. Because, yeah.
I mean, when Felix says wake-up call, it is, you know, not a literal wake-up call, since Felix has probably been awake for several hours. Or at least out of a trance for several hours. It's just, you know, figure of speech.
Oh, this is the... But yeah, like... You all... Oh yeah, this is the meme I meant. If it loads, I'll post it in memes. But yeah, you just demand that you get out of your beds and follow them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give them trouble.
Seamus, Felix, what about you?
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? Unless Face Scar is waiting for us.
Yeah.
I hope Face Scar is not waiting for us. That'd
We're
be bad.
fully integrated in the prison at this point, because we've been, you know...
I posted it in memes, but yeah, that's the face, I imagine.
Oh.
Imagine Seamus is like that, awesome.
Can I just get some confirmation that Face Scar is not going to be waiting to scar our faces?
One of the guards just like shakes their head and is like, "Oh yeah, great." The guard who's currently pointing the spear at both of you just says, "Well, we're going to be discussing Face Scar as long as you come with us."
I don't mind discussing him. I just, you know, I just don't really want to get my face scarred by him. I've worked a long time to keep this face free from scars.
If anyone's going to have the face scarred, it won't be because of him. Now move.
Okay. As long as it's not him.
Aldane, do you follow?
Sure, why not?
So you all see each other sort of, like, each of you having multiple guards with you as well. You do see everyone giving, what's this called? Toranosuke a bit of a wider berth. Like, more of the, like, 3 of the guards are surrounding Aldane, and there's only 1 near Tora. Whereas, like, each of you have, like, the guards confidently surrounding you.
Nobody wants to be on guard duty for Tora, it seems.
But yes. So, they lead you along, eventually merging your groups together, so you're all, like, in a group. But none of the guards have actually, like, split. But as you're, like, going across, you see a few of the prison inmates, like, cheering for you guys and clapping. And a few of them are like, yeah, way to stick it to the man, guys.
Viva la resistance!
You just hear, like, a chorus of cheering upon that. As you say that, though, one of the guards, like, nudges you quite a bit, and you nearly bump into your friends. But if you look to the guard, you see a very familiar tortoise man. He gives you a wink. And as he gives you a wink, you actually feel one of your pockets a bit heavier, Felix. Like, as if it's slightly weighed, or, like, if I had to describe the weight, it's like a bottle, perhaps, has been slipped in your pocket.
Just a single bottle?
For now.
Cool.
But yes. As you get led through, you are all led into basically a really big office. In the room is like a table in the middle that has 5 chairs laid out on one end, and then 2 chairs on the other end. In the room as well, you see like a big mirror in the room. That's sort of like across, like, say, let me describe it. I'll actually draw on the space below the map, just to give you an idea.
Okay.
So, say this is like, your table is here. Okay. You know, you're like, there, and there, you know. And then, like, the 2 guards, you know, here and there. The mirror would be like here, if I do a line. The mirror's like here, to describe it. It's like it's, you know, as if, so they can see you guys at a side angle, pretty much. I hope that helps with my awkward descriptions and terrible visualizations.
It's fine.
Doesn't, but I'll figure it out.
It'll
Cool.
be fine.
Sieve and mold. I don't really care which order, but do whatever.
Wow, these black and white stripes really do nothing for my complexion. You have these in a different color?
Yeah. Do you guys have orange? I hear that's the new black.
Maybe something in an autumn? What do you think, Darren?
You're not actually in like black and white stripes, by the way. You're just in like really plain, like almost brown burlap sack colors.
Fine, whatever color these are, they do not suit me.
Well, we're not here to talk about the uniforms today. One of the guards sits down, and they are. Let me find it. This one's actually a Minotaur.
We're not? I mean...
They have a very stern gaze as they look to all of you with appropriate levels of disgust given their position.
We're not? Can we arrange some sort of meeting so we can discuss it at some point?
The thing we're here to discuss today is what happened last night.
Oh, the face scar incident, right.
Yes, indeed, the face scar incident. So, our reports, and well, from what we could glean, is that during the night, multiple people in the prison were put to sleep. It seems as if it was used from a mass use of the sleep spell, which is quite appropriate given that, well, 3 out of the 5 of you are resistant to the sleep spell. From that point onwards, we were told that 2 elves in particular who were sharing a cell, as they looked to you, Felix and Seamus, were causing quite a bit of ruckus.
You know, I appreciate the benefit of the doubt, but I am only a half-elf.
Okay.
Also, show me the rule that says we can't make a cacophony.
Yeah. What's stopping me from singing? I love singing.
Give me a second as they reach into their pouch and they actually hold up a book listed as the rules for the prison. And rule number 10, subsection A, actually has a specific section on were you allowed to cause loud noises, and it has the section for specific rooms where you're not allowed to cause noises, and the prison cells are listed as such.
Oh, what do you know? Well, I think this is fault on both sides. We were not shown these rules when we got here.
That's true.
One of the guards who's actually stood at the door, allowing you to leave and enter, actually snickers.
So I think if we just
the Minotaur just like sharply turns their head to look at the colleague before looking back at you guys.
So I think on this count, if we just go our separate ways,
well,
and agree that we will both learn from this this encounter.
He bangs his hand on the table and looks at you. We're not done.
I didn't mean we were done entirely. I still have some serious complaints. This is the complaints department, right?
Don't care. I'm not finished. Cut me off again, and your punishment in particular will be harsher.
Felix, I recommend we hear him out.
He just turns his head to look at you, Seamus. Are you done as well?
I never started, but yes.
Good. So as I was saying, during the night, Fayscar entered one of the cells, which was used by yourself, was it not, as they gesture to you, Dairon?
Yes.
Can you describe the scene, what's happened? Not just from your room being entered, but before and after, please. Spare no details as well.
I returned to my room. It was eerily quiet. My roommate, out of character, what's her name?
Achuaka.
Achuaka was not there. As someone who is well trained in sensing when things are just slightly off. My senses were tingling, so to speak. I didn't trust the situation. Prior to this, earlier in the day, myself and my compatriots had noticed Fayscar at the lunch during outdoor activities and lunch. That Fayscar was watching me, particularly giving a very knowing grin. I took that to mean that I was going to be attacked. As soon as I returned to my cell, I tried to make sure that I was hidden, which I did. When he entered, once it was clear that he entered my cell, I tried to defend myself and run. Tora, who in that point had been awoken by my friend Aldane, then attacked, ripping open his door and making his way, and then striking at Fayscar as we tried to defend ourselves against him.
He nods. Okay. How did you defend yourself, then?
Shivs?
If I'm
Dora
going to
uses
be honest, if you don't mind me being a bit rude, which I don't intend to be, but you don't seem the sort of person who's good at hand-to-hand combat.
I just said
And your
shivs.
magic is sealed off, so you couldn't have used cantrips.
I said I used a shiv.
Oh, you have a shiv.
I knew that from once Facegar was on the scene, I had been alerted to his inclinations, and knowing his particular interest in me, I acquired one.
Damn that cycle.
Someone zooming.
That was just Ration going by.
He was crop dusting.
Crop dust these nuts. He holds out a hand and just says, I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to have to confiscate that shiv.
It was broken during the fight.
Deception check.
Oh dear. Ooh.
Nope.
Ooh.
Why do you have such a low ass score in deception, my dude?
Ooh.
Daron's more of an investigator, and usually the one picking apart the deceptions.
Yeah,
In
I'm
fairness-
not good.
In fairness, I don't think a high deception score was going to save those rolls.
He just tenses his fingers like Gendo Akari style,
Oh
and
boy.
just... I didn't want to have to do this, but since you've shaken my trust in you, I feel like it should be fair to let you know, but we're going to have to cast the Zone of Truth spell on you all. If anyone resists it, then we're going to have to cause your punishment to be even more so than what it will be.
Why are we being
Way to
punished for defending
purposefully
ourselves?
Felix raises his hand.
I haven't finished what I'm going to... The idea is I was going to tell you what is going to happen afterwards, but if you'd like to cut to the chase now of what is going to be punished... The point was, we were only going to have you do some manual labour. But
Yeah, that's
since
fine.
it seems like we have to make things even more difficult for you, we're going
Again,
to also
why are
have
we
to put-
why are we being punished for defending ourselves from a rogue guard who had been fired? And who was
Well,
going to inflict harm
I was
upon
going to
myself.
tell you that he was going to be punished as well. And we were going to describe the punishment that was going to be done for your sakes. But also, as he leans in, what do you mean he was fired?
I have
Someone had informed me that he had been fired days ago.
Who was this person? Actually, wait, before you do that, as he looks to his friend and nods, and you all are going to be hit with the Zone of Truth spell.
Felix still has his hand raised.
If you want to resist this, it will be a charisma save.
Oh, I have a really good charisma save score.
But
Yeah, I'm
again,
not
he
gonna
did
bother with
say
that.
if you deliberately resist, there will be harsher punishments for the people who do.
Hmm.
'Cause,
I don't resist.
you would know as a paladin, the caster can know if you succeed or fail.
Hmm.
So, do you all let it happen?
Sure.
Byron.
Yep.
You all feel the wash over you as, like, your throats almost feel a bit looser in a weird way. And he does actually say, I'll get to you next, Felix, but I'm interested in this information from your friend. Who was the source then, Aldane?
I don't quite recall their name off the top of my head. It's been a minute, and last night was quite stressful, so I
Let me
don't
just
quite
check Zone
recall.
of Truth. Because when you do, you can't tell a deliberate lie.
Aldane isn't lying. He doesn't remember.
Squints.
A lot happened yesterday.
I will actually say as well, you can avoid answering questions. You aren't forced to speak. And you
Yeah,
can
but
also
that'll
be
make them more
evasive in your
suspicious.
answers. You can also be evasive in your answers, as long as it remains within the boundaries of truth.
I forget what kind of what race was the person I received the information from?
I mean, Darren was the one to be... You were the one to be told, weren't you?
It was all day.
Yeah, you were speaking to Kuro.
I forget what kind of elf is Kuro.
He is a Shadokai.
I received the information from an elf friend of mine, rather acquaintance.
Is that a lie?
As you say that, the guard in the room at the door begins to write that down. Okay. And would you be able to tell me who that might be?
I'm afraid I cannot.
Oh. Well then, as he looks to you, Seamus, since you haven't been given the chance to speak, and don't worry again, Felix, we will be speaking to you. I just don't want to lose this train of thought. Do you might have any idea which acquaintance your friend Aldane might be speaking of?
Out of character, I do know that Kuro told him, right?
No.
You'd know
Okay.
what race Kuro is. And you'd probably also be able to know how many Shadokai friends Aldane has or hasn't.
Aldane
even if I
didn't
didn't-
specify that was Shadokai. Aldane just said
Oh
elf.
yeah, just still elf friends. You'd know probably a good number of how many elf friends Aldane has, because they're probably in similar circles to you. But still.
You could also say that you don't know because it doesn't narrow it down all that much.
Well, yeah, Eldane's saying that it's an elf acquaintance doesn't really narrow it down much. We know quite a few elves.
But who do you know who could give you such information?
Even still, there's a handful.
There's only so many elves you know who could possibly have such information of our internal workings.
I can think of at least 3 or 4. And I don't want to give you names unnecessarily and draw undue suspicion onto my friends.
All we would do is merely do some background checks. There's nothing to say that they'll be behind the same side of the bars as you. We merely wish to weed out any corruption in the ranks. Like Face Scar. And if it is possible...
Can I roll an
true,
Can I insight check that?
Yeah?
I would also like to insight that. Not
He
bad.
seems quite serious. From what you can tell, this is probably the, like, by the book Minotaur guard that you've been informed of. He does have quite a stern gaze when he's looking at you, as if he's, like, looking at you straight on and not wanting to, like... You know, he looks like he's trying to present himself as, like, you know, not wanting to look like he's lax on the job.
Plot twist, he's the one who's actually the most lax on the job.
But again, if what you do say is true, and Face Scar has been engaging in foul play and has actually been fired, I will personally be dealing with the investigation myself.
I will say that the individual in question is quite reliable in their information.
The moment you say that, they begin to write that down. The other guard, sorry. Alright then.
Or at least they have a reputation for it.
Well then, Felix.
I've just
What
got
do you want to
got a
say?
few questions, especially considering, you know, you just put the zone of truth on us without our consent. How ethical or legal is it for you to do that?
Well, It is a bit murky, I will agree. After all, it is a... What was the enchantment? It is an enchantment spell, and quite a few of them are a bit morally iffy. I mean, sleep, for example, is an enchantment spell. However, you have done crimes which have earned you a place in one of the most top-quality prisons on the continent. The moment...
Darren just immediately says, "No, we haven't," and smiles.
I don't believe I've committed anything that constitutes an actual crime by the laws of
The
this
moment
country.
you say that, his eyes widen. Like, he's very shocked.
And Darren's just smiling, like,
Nothing that any of us have done in the past, to my knowledge, can be constituted as a crime by the laws of this nation.
I'd like to
Out
imagine
of-
that
out of
causes a
Seamus
ding.
Out of
Seamus
character.
opens his mouth and then closes it.
Out of character. That's not true. Darren killed
Yeah.
a prisoner.
No, I'd like to think that Aldane couldn't say that because he himself thinks it's wrong to court Oriana the way he has.
He doesn't think it's a crime. He just thinks it's very stupid.
Aldane thinks it's very bad that he's courting Zaris' daughter pre-marriage, pre-marriage hand-holding. Like, we don't.
Cringe.
Yeah,
The religion of
doesn't
Rybarb, the clergy of Rybarb does not support that.
yeah, but it's not a crime by the laws of the nation.
I've not
Okay.
committed any crime since I have arrived in Cordis some time ago.
But,
I'd like
yeah,
to point out, surely the killing of prisoners is a crime. And Darren did that.
But he didn't do it within the realm of Cordis.
Okay, fair. I see your wording there. Okay.
Yeah, exact wording is how you can get around Zone of Truth. Out of character. You can just be a mega fucking bitch and still keep talking. And until they back you into a corner where you have to, you can't get around with exact wording, it's very easy to abuse it as a spell.
Mm.
It's why Zone of Truth kind of isn't that great.
Mm.
But
Right.
anyway.
So,
but yeah.
second question. Should you really be talking to us without our lawyers present? I feel like that's, again, a very iffy ethical and legal issue that you're just sort of skirting.
Who is your lawyer then? We'll get them here as soon as possible.
Who was our lawyer again, guys? I kind of didn't talk to him that much. Or them.
Give me an intelligence check, all of you.
Aldean's trying to remember the name of the family lawyer.
Give me an intelligence check.
Oh,
because-
God.
Me and Felix are just not
Oh,
there
no.
today.
It's all on you, Seamus. Remember
All
our
of you
lawyer.
are shitting- all of you are shitting your pants.
Yes!
Seamus,
Seamus, remember
James,
our lawyer.
So Dylan, I'm gonna DM this to you because I think it's funnier to hear your reaction, as I describe it.
Oh, no.
Oh, here we go.
Do you want to share with the class?
You guys really don't remember?
Oh, right, Oryx.
Seamus is just dangling it.
I remember now, out of character, it's Oryx.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oryx
Oh
is
my
allowed.
god.
Oryx is allowed to be a lawyer, in Cordis.
Well, we
Let's
should
just
get
say
in
a little
touch.
birdie has helped us out in the past.
Oh, yeah.
I can also say he's a dragon, but yeah,
Who
Yeah,
is-
that too.
made it to
Who is this lawyer's name, and we'll contact him as soon as possible. If you'd prefer that.
His name is Oryx.
I thought it was Xylosian.
The guards just look between you both. What's their name then? Or is that
Oryx.
just Oryx? Who?
Out of
genuinely
character,
don't remember their last name. I don't know if they even have one.
That's his surname. Ayaniyama
Ayaniyama.
Just like to point out of character, Oryx has like a 2 million gold bounty on his head.
Yeah.
That's
why
why-
I was like,
that's why I
oh,
was-
you're actually dropping his real name.
That's
okay.
why I was trying to say Xylosian.
Yes, I believe it was Xylosian.
No, you've said it. I'm not allowing takebacks for that.
Idiots.
Cool.
Right, okay. We're doing this then.
The the guard that's at the door actually like goes pale. And yet the Minotaur actually looks at you, Darren, and says, "Yet you apparently don't have any reasons to be here, yet you're apparently allied with that criminal." Okay. Fair enough, I won't judge.
I mean,
Can I again? Felix,
I mean, we
Felix
can't-
puts his hand up.
What else, Felix?
I'd just like to say we are not necessarily allied with him. We are his
He's
client.
your lawyer, apparently.
Client-lawyer relationship is not necessarily an alliance. It is
he's
a
also made
business
a request of
transaction.
us for reasons that are sanctioned by the King of Cordis.
Well, to my knowledge, you're in here for human trafficking. And if you're working with and he does an air quote, a lawyer, like Oryx Ayaniyama, it only really lends to the notion that you do deserve to be here. But
Well, regardless of who our lawyer is, he deserves to be here so he can advocate for us.
we'll do that. But did you have any other questions, or would you like to wait for your lawyer to be present before you continue digging a deeper hole, as it seems?
I have one last statement, and then I will wait for my lawyer. I will be contacting the Centralis government about this. This is a violation of our human rights. Elf rights.
Have
Person
human
rights.
We
Person rights. Person rights.
People's
Sorry.
rights.
People's
I know.
rights.
Common is a terrible language.
It's so imprecise.
I'm 100 years old. I was around for the human war. The lingo got stuck in my head.
It is a shame that we have humanizing as a word when, well, if anything, demonizing would be a nice term, and humanizing would be an awful term. But language aside, we will contact your lawyer.
Well, until then, I don't
Obliged.
think we have anything else to say, right? Right, guys? Not until the lawyer gets here.
I hope until then you don't mind if we leave you in this room. But in the meantime, we'll get to your refreshments.
Oh, good. Can I make breakfast requests?
You will get tea and or coffee, and then toast.
Ooh!
Do we get a choice of spreads?
Butter or jam?
I'll take jam, please. Thank you. You
Wrong,
see,
it's
this.
butter.
Oh,
And he just leaves the room.
I'll be including this in the letter.
You do see the guard who is at the door let his colleague out, and they both leave, and then someone else comes in who is apparently looking after you guys. And you see a black turtle, a very familiar man, who sits down and just sits across from you guys.
Okay, two things,
just
guys. One,
Smiles and shakes his head at you all.
two things, guys. One, I can't believe you forgot the first tenet of being in prison, which is don't talk without your lawyer present.
I can't
To
believe
be
you
fair,
also...
I didn't really say much to get incriminate us.
I also can't believe you guys have been ratted out your benefactor like that.
And two,
As he
I
just looks
can't,
at you over grin.
I can't believe you named our lawyer as Oryx.
To be fair,
That
I
isn't
forgot
really
his.
Seamus's
I
fault.
forgot his.
How should I know?
To be fair, I
You
did
weren't
actually
there.
genuinely forget.
Anyway, it's a pleasure to meet you, Tyrannosuke. Big fan of your work. I love sticking it to the men as well. And Tora's like, who the fuck is this guy?
Oh, this
Second
is
level
Ratchet.
guard, Cap.
By the
He's
way,
second level guard.
Yeah. By the way, Ration, I'm sorry for shit talking you, but I needed to build a rat.
I don't really care. Oftentimes I do deserve it. Hey, there's a reason why I'm called the Parasite. I didn't get that because I'm a nice guy.
I think you're a nice guy.
I got that because I extort money from businesses that utilize illegal immigrants and such.
So you're a nice guy. Got it.
Yeah, tell that to my superiors.
Aren't your
Your
superiors the
superior is an
ones who are
asshole.
assholes? Yeah, I was gonna say, aren't your superiors the ones who are assholes? What's his name?
Oh,
Here's
Cliff
Gnassi.
Stendhal, yeah.
Cliff Stendhal. Wow, I didn't
I
write his
mean-
name down.
I mean, he's a pretty forgettable guy, if we're being honest. But hey, like, just because he has I was going to say stick up his ass, multiple sticks up his ass, he's not a terrible person. I mean, in this last 2 months alone, I've gotten more arrests. And also, been on the clock more, which is an accomplishment. Mostly just because it's been a slow couple of months, but it's beside the point. But yeah, like, not only did you do that, but you also fucking ratted out, like, that info. Like, jeez.
Seriously, I'm disappointed in you guys. We are gonna have a serious talk once we get out of here about, the rules of anarchism. Being an anarchist.
Goddamn, Felix, calm down. Prison's already changed you. Still.
Felix is
God.
over 100 years old. Do you think he hasn't been part of revolts?
He wouldn't have. I thought he wasn't involved at all in the war.
He wasn't involved in the war, but he was, there's still... There could be other revolts.
There's not. The only revolts that have really made waves across the land have been the one in Colonia Pole.
Didn't need to make waves, it just had to happen.
I just mean ones that, like, would be of any sort of renown, like, of any attention. There's not really... The most that would happen is, like, big cabinet shufflings within the politics. But anyway, still, Ration's just like, goddamn, like, I don't know. I don't envy you guys anyway. But I thought I'd just check on you all since, hey, Oh, by the way, Felix, sorry about that one bit of ink. I thought you might needed to glass someone with it. Here you go. And he hands you the other 4 bottles.
Thank you.
That's that.
Hey, Ration. Do you
Oh,
think
don't
you
worry.
could...
Here you go, and he hands you the bag of holding.
Oh, thank you. Also, do you think you could contact Kuro and request him to come here for just a visit? Quote
He's
unquote?
already shitting his pants after what I've told him.
Just have him come. Damn. Do you think you could get him to come here for just a quote unquote visit?
Be a bit fishy considering you brought up an elf who's very reliable.
Yes, apologies for that.
Can't believe
It's not
you,
your fault,
Alday.
you're in the zone of truth. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Resist the spell, you get more punished.
Didn't need
Let
to
the spell
resist, just
affect
didn't
you.
need to talk.
Yeah, but then silence...
You would have looked more suspicious if I didn't talk.
Yeah, exactly. Why do you think you looked to Seamus partway into that investigation? You're trying to see if all of your stories were played straight. Which also, I'm surprised you didn't have your stories straight before you all went to bed last night.
That
It's
is
fine.
completely fair.
To be fair, one of you were going to get harassed by Face Scar. Which, to be fair, I'll let you in a little secret. None of us were ever told he was fired. Well, no. None of us were ever told he wasn't still on the job. We were told he was fired. Also, this might be quite telling, but I've also not seen the warden at all since I've been here. Doing undercover work.
Interesting. Did someone, Archie Walker, get called into the warden's office?
To my knowledge, yeah.
But
You're
you've
supposed to
never
be
seen the
striking a
warden.
deal with her being let out early. And yes, I
Yes.
did find that strange.
Hmm.
To be fair, a lot of things aren't told to everyone. I mean, to be fair, my employers still think I'm still getting paid for my job back in Centralis and here. I love moonlighting and only having to do one of those two jobs.
It's a gig
You
economy.
really
You
have
get
the
your
best
money
of
where you
both
can.
worlds, don't you, bud?
I'm not even taking PTO either. I didn't even take PTO when I was in the NOAA. I haven't been anywhere on holiday recently.
Of course. Can I insight?
Yeah. He's bullshitting. He clearly is like accidentally bringing up the times when he's been around you guys when he shouldn't.
Baron just squints at him. Was like, yeah,
Hey, I'm not the one in prison. I mean, I am, but you know, I'm not a prisoner. I'm a prisonee. But anyway, so
Prison voyeur.
now that just sounds disgusting.
Is it inaccurate though?
You're watching a prison or prisoners.
Sure, whatever, fine. Just rolls his eyes. Anyway, I hope you guys are willing to be a bit more tight-lipped, especially if you're a lawyer, as he looks at you all.
Let
And
the lawyer
as he
do the
says-
talking. That's you know, that's our
As he
position.
says that, he just... Yeah, that's Oryx, who's on his fucking Harley Davidson.
Oryx would have a Harley.
Oh, if Oryx lived in modern times, he'd have a collection of motorbikes. He's that sort of guy.
Yep.
But yeah, he just says, "Oh, did someone call for a lawyer?" As you see Oryx walking in.
Hey Oryx, this dipshit blew your cover. I just threat Seamus.
Well, it's fine. I mean, hey. Now, all of Centralis will know who I am. I mean, well, no, people already did know me. You missed a lot while I was with the, with my mercenary friends. But that's a story for another time. As he looks to the camera and winks.
Oh, we're gonna have fun with those shenanigans on the One Shot Club.
Mm-hmm.
No, there was a lot of house fires. But that's
Do
for
I
another
even
time.
want to?
Anyway,
You
we're lawyering up after Darren got attacked by a fired prison guard by the name of Facescar.
Okay. And is it he gets the other chair that rations near, but he sits in it so it's reversed. You know, as if he's like some sort of therapist.
Yeah.
Like
The Mr. Minotaur guard used Zone of Truth on us without our consent, which he admitted was a legally and ethically a murky situation, didn't he, guys?
I mean, technically
Yeah.
here for human trafficking and well, by accounts of that sort of thing, it's it's technically a sort of lawless land of murkiness. I mean, hey, haven't you guys murdered and killed people who you've tied up?
I haven't.
They did, pointing to Darren.
You've still done morally iffy things, haven't you, though? I'm not trying to say you're bad or that you're wrong. I mean, hey, I fucking murdered a duke in Siltanock. As he grins. I mean, I also committed matricide, but that's neither here nor there. But
Look,
still,
if the people we do this to don't know their rights, that's their issue. We know our rights.
Hmm.
you just roll. I mean, you're not wrong, but still, I will do my utmost best to pull every sort of shenanigan, chicanery, cheat, loophole, trick, anything I can do to make the judge or people off your case. Even if it means I have to press every statement they make and present every bit of evidence I have until I finally stumble upon the correct path.
I'm some sort of phoenix who's right all the time.
Yes, gonna rise from the ashes of your mistakes, right?
I'm more worthy of my edge, if we're honest.
So there's no karma coming your way. And let's not wait for Godot.
Hmm.
But
I
yes,
thought you're supposed to wait for Godot.
Let's hope the judge is at least a little senile old man.
nevertheless, I will do my best to help you guys, even if you have potentially fucked over every bit of business I have in. To be fair, I've been a bit of a dick lately, and I've done quite a lot of introspection. I'm a changed man, as it were. So,
I mean, you don't have to get us out. We'll, cover that end on our own. But just make sure we aren't.
I'm stopping you guys from getting potentially the death penalty or something.
Oh, yeah, that would be good.
I'm appealing for a lighter sentence. Do you think I can get you guys out? I'm not that good. Anyway, enough about me being an utter failure of a person and never being able to do everything I need to do in my power. Anyway, and Rashin's just like, oh my god, what is this lawyer you've got? And Toro's just face palming.
Oh, would you mind representing our friend Torinosuke here, by the way?
Oh, I was supposed to be told I was representing 5 people who were very down on their luck.
Good.
Quick question. How are we... Since you're a criminal, how are they going to not try to arrest you while you're here?
I'm assuming
Just because I have a 2 million gold bounty on my head doesn't mean people have to act on it. And
That's
besides, they don't want the prisoners to be released. I'll just turn into an ancient fucking dragon. It's not my fault if I accidentally smash stuff in my escape. I'm fleeing for my life. And if it so happens that a giant hole in the wall breaks open and a bunch of prisoners get out, well, he just shrugs. I guess I'll just have to practice law and pass the bar in Tennoyama.
Wait, you're not legally practicing Tennoyama?
Or Bovatman. I can practice law and Siltanok. As Xylosian, as he widens his eyes at you. And I used to be able to practice law and Cordis. As Xylosian.
Sorry.
Hey, did we give that aspect away, or did we just say our lawyer was Oryx?
Pretty sure we just said it was Oryx.
Yeah.
The problem is everyone recognizes, and he does like a shape round his face as if to describe his looks. Everyone recognizes this face as Xylosian's. But it's fine. I mean, I was thinking of coming out anyway when I took over Black Crane.
Yeah, that's still coming, by the way.
Don't worry, I trust in you guys. You're very adequate at what you do. Very good, sorry, not adequate. By the way, Ruba's doing fantastic.
Oh, that's good to hear. I'm glad.
He's currently with his grandfather doing some travelling a bit just to get him acclimated to his new arm.
How's he
Still
handling limbs, anyways?
He still can't swim for shit, but to be fair, that arm is bigger than a 9-pound baby. Well, no, it's bigger than a newly birthed Goliath would be better to describe the weight.
Ooh. Big.
It's not big, it's just very heavy and compact.
That's what I meant.
It's not an arm made for someone of weak body. It works for him because he's naturally quite strong. But, well, I mean, if I gave it to Felix, he'd be constantly slouching as he walks.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But still, anyway, enough about pleasantries. As he sort of pulls the table over, and you just hear a loud metallic screeching as it's grinding on the floor, and just sits on the side of the table with you guys. We need to be getting ready soon, as he tenses his fingers Gendo Akari style.
I feel like I need to get into a robot.
Do not get into the robot, Tyron.
Get in the fucking mech, Seamus. But yeah, he also taps his shirt, and his clothes become a blue suit. I need to lawyer up, don't I? So I need to wear a suit.
You have your badge, though.
He just
Make,
points
make
to
sure
the
you
lapel
tell
on
everyone
his...
about it.
Yeah.
He points to the lapel in his suit jacket. There you go.
Excellent.
And after a couple of moments, the Minotaur comes back in and just sits in the now unoccupied seat that Ration quickly gets up from. So, I believe this is your lawyer.
Correct.
And you just see Oryx get out of his seat and just say, "Pleasure to meet you, sir. Oryx Cyaniyama. Have you seen my badge to show I'm a lawyer?" As he points to it. And the Minotaur's just, as he's shaking his hand, it's like, "Sure." It's a badge, I guess. I don't know. I don't really care about lawyers. And Oryx just sits down and just like, quite an almost serene expression as he's like making eye contact with the Minotaur. So, where was I at? Oh yes, I wanted to know more information about this source of yours, the very reliable elf. Was it?
Aldean is just clamming up at this point.
We're no longer under zone of truth, correct?
Oh yes. Well, as he hands Oryx a piece of paper that has a lot of text on it, as Oryx doesn't even look at it, and he just pulls a pen out of his sleeve and just writes his signature down. And you just see him cleanly write Xylosian. Oh wait, I should have read it. As he just looks down. It's like, oh, yeah, this is fine.
What does it
Yep.
say?
I don't know, I didn't read it. No, I did. I'm joking, guys. He looks, you guys. I'm not that bad of a lawyer. And the Minotaur
What?
just says, well, what it basically means is that if it's at any point, anything you say is either becoming clearly contradictory with any of the information we already have, or if at any point, if someone's safety is in any danger, we are allowed to use Zone of Truth, regardless if you say no. We will,
Fair
however,
enough.
provide prior warning, and at any point, you're allowed to have a break, if you wish to get your story straight.
Well, the story is as Dairon told it.
So, Darren, you said you were endorsed by the king as well? Was anyone else involved in this little discussion of yours then? And if so,
Oh,
What
I
were you
meant
exactly
I
endorsed-
meant that was not for anything we're doing. Anything here. It's more for a job that our lawyer had requested of us.
Yes, that is connected to our association with our lawyer here, and not remotely related to this current situation.
are you
I
telling
don't
the
think
truth?
the king knows we're here, even.
Are you both
I am
telling
telling the truth.
Daron?
Yeah, I'm telling the truth.
Give me a persuasion with advantage, Daron, because you're the one who's taking the initiative. Not taking the initiative, but you're the focus of this conversation.
Oh, that advantage helps a lot.
He nods. Okay. Well, something did interest me though, because you did mention that, well, you apparently did nothing to earn a place here. And well, we didn't get a interruption from my colleagues to say that you were actively telling a lie. Which means it must have been true. Why was this the case, then? If you don't mind me
Framed.
asking. Oh, you were?
Yes, we were
Steve
framed.
Aldane. You just
What's
see
that?
Oryx slam his hands on the table and just say, "Hold it!"
Damn it.
And you just see as the two guards just like jolt and look over, and there's
Is
just
there-
this
is
like
it-
5-second pause as Oryx just says, "As their lawyer," and he just points to his badge on his on his suit jacket. "As their lawyer, I don't appreciate where this is going. After all, there is such a law as not being allowed to incriminate one."
Incriminate oneself, yes.
And well, all that matters is that they are in prison. Whether they were framed or not is of no issue. And if they were framed, well, I trust in the guard of Centralis, as they are wont to be very good lately. But again, I trust in their ability to see the truth of the matter and actually find the criminals who are truly responsible. But until then, I trust in my clients to not cause any more problems. After all, my clients Daron defended themselves as they should. I think it is only morally fair that they should do whatever they can to ensure their own safety. They should not have to compromise themselves just to get by. I hope you can understand that. And he just leans in, and you notice Oryx's eyes glow a slight tinge of like gold, as if he's almost like flexing of sorts. And the guard like actually leans back in his chair a bit, as if he's like unnerved. Then he just nods. "Yes, you make a fair point." Well then, if that is the case, I think it is only fair that we should just cut to the chase and tell you your punishments then. So, for Felix and Seamus, as you were involved in a noise problem, you merely have to do 3 days of manual labour. During which you were allowed up to 3 breaks throughout the day. However, your meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, will not be as nice as what everyone else would be getting in the normal part of the prison. You will still be fed your nutritional baseline. You will not be under or overfed. Is this acceptable to you?
I mean, not really, but do we have a choice?
No.
Then I guess
This is more, are you willing to accept this, or would you like to bargain or negotiate for something else?
I thought we'd
Mama
agreed.
would like to bargain.
I thought we'd agreed on the noise thing that we were gonna go our separate ways on it, considering you didn't inform us of the rules of the prison when we got here. But
Yes, however, you were still want to incite problems within the prison. Nevertheless, I also don't appreciate your attitude.
you know what? That's fair. A lot of people say that. It's something I've got to work on.
For you, Daron, since he pauses, since it is only fair that you did defend yourself after what's happened, after all, I do not blame anyone for wanting to fight back against Face Scar. You can only have to deal with 2 days in solitary confinement, with which your meal plan will be similar to Seamus and Felix's. You'll be left in a room on your own for the entirety of the stay. However, if you wish to, you can also bargain for a lighter punishment, if you wish.
Darren kind of glances at Oryx.
He looks to you and then just like... He just slams the desk again And the guard's just looking like, he says, "Hold it!" No, wait, I meant, take that! And he just throws... He tries to throw some paper, but it just, like, awkwardly, limply falls on the floor to the side. He just picks it back up and puts it on the table. My client and I were discussing that if Darren wishes, they can offer to give more information with their discretion and with my allowing to so as again not to incriminate themselves. They can give information if they wish, in hopes that will help with giving them a lighter punishment. However, I also don't believe it is fair that Daron gets a heavy punishment, given that, well, it is only fair that prisoners do carry shivs. After all, in a prison filled with people of all different ages, genders, races, different people of different strength levels, i.e., it is only fair that, well, Daron shouldn't be punished at all, really, in my opinion. After all, is it really fair to put someone like Tyrannosuke in, say, a cell if he was with someone like Felix? After all, Felix would be left unable to defend himself if Tyrannosuke wanted to take advantage of Felix. And well, in this instance, Fayscar was going to try and take advantage of Daron in some capacity. And they look to you, Daron, and give you a wink and a thumbs up.
Darren nods.
And so, I don't plea, I demand that Daron either faces the same punishment as Felix and Seamus, or is not left to be punished. And he is going to make a roll for that. Ayo, Oryx is cock out right now, popping off. A nat 19 with a persuasion modifier that has over 10.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got it. He nailed it.
The Minotaur just coughs and nods. Alright then. In that instance, Daron will only have to deal with the same amount of extra labour that Seamus and Felix will be engaging in. Is that acceptable? And he looks to you, Daron.
Yes.
You just see Oryx like fist pumps himself, like, yeah, I did it. I'm a lawyer. Anyway, last but not least is Aldane and Tyrannosuke. Aldane, since you were asleep during this, not asleep, since you were awake during this, and to be fair, you did awaken Tyrannosuke, and unless I'm wrong, encouraged him to take the door off the hinges, I think it is only fair that you happen to face solitary confinement up to a week. In addition, you also allowed Tyrannosuke the ability to not only leave his cell when he shouldn't, but also maim and attack someone, regardless of what he did or did not do. But it is only because of Fayscar and who he is that the punishment isn't even harsher. If I did not punish him at all, it would allow a precedent of prisoners just allowing to open their own cells and go about. At that point, why do we even have cells?
Or just Mother's cursal system sort of show.
Your punishment is not as bad as Tyrannosuke's, however, Aldane. I hope you can understand this. And once I've said Tyrannosuke's, I don't mind if your lawyer wishes to slam tables and shout and demand things as they look to Oryx, who is currently, like, sifting through things. He's checking his court record.
Mm.
And for you, Tyrannosuke, you not only damaged property, you broke out of your cell, and you attacked someone. You should be lucky Face Scar isn't dead and only seriously maimed. And you actually see Tyrannosuke chuckle and just say, if I wanted Face Scar dead, he'd already be dead. I chose to let him live. So that he can feel the pain of what he has caused onto people. And even then, I only did a fraction of what that bastard's done. And the guard's just like, well, nevertheless, your punishment is that, well, your execution date, which I'm going to tell you was going to be happening within 3 weeks, has been moved along. This is now going to be within 5 days. Starting from today.
So to clarify, is it 5 days from today or the 5th day from today?
After tomorrow, it'll be 4 days.
5 days from today.
Yes. I hope you have your affairs in order and have made peace with the world. Because once that day is up, you'll be put on public to be executed for the crimes with which you have committed. And sorry, go ahead.
Eldain looks at Oryx and makes a small reduction gesture.
Give me a sec. Give me a sec, your GM is loading.
Buffering.
Man, I thought the next gen GMs wouldn't have load times.
It's lag.
Yeah, Eldain just moves his holds up 2 fingers and just moves them together slightly.
Oryx slams on the table, and you hear...
God damn it.
as he just points at the guard and just says, my clients, both of them, do not agree to these terms. It is not fair that Tyrannosuke is forced to die sooner just because he fought back and defended someone who is his friend, regardless of their association. And even then, the fact that Tyrannosuke defended someone should be grounds for applause. He attacked someone who was corrupt, someone that you yourself is apparently personally investigating. Just imagine the Ace Attorney music's popping off right now.
Mm-hmm.
He then presents a document that has the details of the ripped door. If my client did not rip this door off the hinges, which, to be fair, he didn't attack with, and he clearly demonstrated enough restraint not to completely make the door unsalvageable, something that you can easily fix without much issue, Tyrannosuke should not be punished for this. Sure, it was wrong that he damaged property, but he clearly showed enough restraint and intelligence to not leave it unsalvageable. Not only that, but he first attempted to defend Dairon, and only when he was left with no resort did he attack and defend himself and his friends. Not only that, but Tyrannosuke was a victim of the sleep spell, which meant even he could have been a victim and at the whims of Fayscar. Someone that none of you, mind, kept a watch on, even knowing his tendencies, which if anything shows a willingness and complicity, whether on purpose or not, with what he does. if anything, and he points at the guards, you both should be investigated for what you've allowed to happen. And well, I shouldn't even need to describe what happened with Aldane. Do you really think anyone, especially Aldane, and he walks over and gestures to Aldane's face, do you think this man, as sensible as he is, would stand a chance against this man? And he gestures to Tyrannosuke and frames his face as if, like, you know.
Aldan, meanwhile, is making the most innocent expression he possibly can.
Even with Aldane's natural strength being greater than some of his friends, he's still not stupid, and with his inability to access magic, has no means of taking on Tyrannosuke in a straight-up fight. Unlike my friend Daron here, who justifiably had a weapon in self-defense, Aldane had no such weapon to protect himself, even to slightly even the odds. So in conclusion, I think all of this is bunk. All of this is straight up bullshit. In fact, I think my client should be rewarded for having their time wasted for this. And in fact, once I'm done here, I'm going to personally see to the warden and make it a problem that what has happened has happened. And if nothing happens, I'll be taking this prison to court. Even if I have to see Rua on the other side of the court bench. I'll be taking legal action myself. Good day with you.
But I said good day, sir.
I demand right here and now that my clients be allowed to continue the rest of their day, unmolested and undisturbed, with Tyrannosuke having the normal current 3 weeks left of his life. And you know what? I'm going to make this a public roll.
Alright.
So I think it's only fair that Oryx gets to pop off like this,
Mm-hmm.
and it be public.
Can I get a little bit of assistance to the persuasion, just for the
Yeah, that's go Oryx. Unless you were actively speaking and participating in what he said, there's no real.
I mean, Aldan was acting along with it. Just,
He's getting advantage
non-verbally.
anyway. So that's his first one. Wow! 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 21.
Point was still really good.
The guard actively is starting to sweat from what it looks like.
Can I incite him?
Yeah? You're inciting the guard?
Yes.
Not only is he not used to lawyers having this much balls to stand up to the guards, not because they're expecting lawyers to be too scared to be pushed around, to let themselves be pushed around. It's more like they've never had a lawyer stand up for their clients as much as this.
Mm.
It's also the fact that he can't really, refute any of the claims. If anything, it almost seems like he's willing to agree with Oryx.
I mean, they are kind of guilty of gross negligence just from letting Faceguard do his thing.
It's just corruption by association.
Yep.
You actually see one of the guards, you hear a noise and you just hear, let me in. And you just see one of the guards push in. And you see what race are they? They are where is it now? They're actually an elf as well. They are a high elf. You can't speak to any of us like that. You're only a lawyer. You don't get to demand such things. The agreement was that you were appealing for lighter sentences, not a complete reduction of sentences. And Oryx just points at his badge and says, I am a lawyer. And yes, there is this deliberate awkward silence. And then just points at the high elf guard and says, I don't give a shit. I'm not willing to allow my clients to be punished for protecting themselves. Regardless if they did deserve to be in here or not, they still have rights as people. At that point, you might as well just give them the lethal injection in their sleep and be done with it. And not drag things out to let them just suffer in this prison. And you can back the fuck off, bitch. And he just, like, points at the high elf. And the high elf is like...
Quick question. Who is the high elf?
He's just some prison guard who's walked in. Like, he looks like a real pompous twat.
A real posh bastard.
Yeah.
May I ask
Or-
a question?
Or she says, can my client speak? Well, it doesn't matter. They are going to speak.
Why were all of you not on guard? Not a single guard was around when Faceguard tried to molest me. Where were any of you?
The high elf just says, well,
I don't care. I don't care. You have all failed in your duties. I had to do what I needed to survive, to defend myself and my life. That is your job. Anything else is negligence.
The high elf just, like, actually looks ready to throw a punch. And the moment that happens, you actually see Tyrannosuke stand up. And you can see the height difference between Tyrannosuke and this man. Tyrannosuke is like... Bearing in mind, Tora's nearly 7 foot tall. This guy is probably like 2 feet shorter than Tora. And
If
he
you
just
have a-
like...
If you have a problem with that statement, take it up with your boss. But I've heard that they're quite hard to reach these days. I wonder if they know what happened. I wonder if they were even complicit.
The high elf just walks out the door in a huff. I'm just like, fuck this. After a brief moment of like silence, the Minotaur just clears the room with his, clearing his throat and just, well, in light of that recent events, until further notice, you can continue with your day as normal. No execution dates will happen any sooner than what it should be, and no punishments will be assigned, only to face Scar. And Oryx just says, very good, thank you. Can I speak with my clients before they're allowed to be sent off? And the Minotaur just gets up from his seat and leaves the room and shuts the door behind himself. And then the one guard that was taking notes, is stood there and is like, oh shit, and then just leaves through the door and then closes it behind himself.
See? I told you. Lawyer up.
I mean, after this, I'm about to lawsuit up.
Honestly valid.
Also, nice job, Daron. You could be a lawyer if you wanted. Here you go, you can have my badge. It's fake anyway.
No, thank you.
I
I'm
left my
better.
real badge at home back in November. This one's made out of paper.
Good, I'm glad.
Been painted.
I'm more of a detective, a gumshoe, if you will.
You
That
don't look
explains why
homeless,
you can be a-
Darren.
That explains why he can be a bit of a dick sometimes.
Mhm.
As he grins. But still, bravo all of you. You made very valid points. I mean, hey, you did some of the job for me. He rubs the back of his head and chuckles. But still, I've also spoke with Kuro before I got here. He is working on stuff. The problem
Yeah, this
is...
prison is not running as efficiently as it should. Even if I don't believe it should operate at all.
I mean, I'm not here for a debate of ideals. I think prisons are fair. You know, you
Abolish the
can't-
penal system.
You know,
Look,
ideally crime shouldn't
regardless.
happen at all, but still, yeah. It's not... There's problems.
Yes.
Yes. I believe Kuro's working on things to help you guys out. He is having to lay low at the moment, as he wasn't the one to be told about this breach of info. He is apparently one of the suspects of this reliable elf. But there's also a few other people who would have privy to such information.
And honestly, Akira could probably find this information out if he wanted to.
He's not in Cordis, though, to be contacted. Him and his grandson are both in Tenoyama still, so... But I know what you mean. But still, Akira is going to be contacted, though, to pick you guys up once this is over. And he will help you guys find a way to lay low until either this is all blown over, or, ideally, you guys could find the the people traffickers.
So we can clear our names.
And if you do so, Kuro is willing to pay you a handsome sum of 2,000 gold each.
Oh wow,
Damn.
it's been a while since we got paid. Been doing this saving the world shtick for free.
Yeah, it's not fun.
And I definitely
Mhm.
need some more cash now because I lost all that money.
Yeah, I heard. Damn. Sucks. Sorry, I shouldn't be so rude. I'm trying to be a better person, but still. Anyway, in my professional opinion, as a lawyer, as he points at his chest and then realizes, oh yeah, not only is his badge not there, it was a fake, the one that he brought with him. Lay low. Try not to cause trouble, please. But if you do need me, just call for me and I'll be here as soon as possible. For now, I'm probably going to have to close my law offices in the country, as even if no one will actively claim my bounty, if Siltanok people find out I'm in business in, you know, the country,
Mhm.
it will cause problems for you guys and Brewer. But still, I mean, hey, until that happens, I'm still technically allowed to practice law in the country. So, but yeah, is there anything you need me to tell other people while on my way outside?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Need me to help you write up a will?
That'd be good.
I'll have to refer you to a lawyer then. I didn't practice in Cordisian willing law. I don't know. I barely paid attention during the bar exam. I mostly focused on criminal court cases. Wills aren't really my legal strong suit.
Yeah, wills are
Fair.
wills are more contract law than it.
Exactly. Like, not my expertise. I can give you pointers, but not full advice. Still,
I bet Sora would
But
know
yeah.
somebody good in contract law.
oh yeah, very good friends, him and I.
By the way, tell Sora I say hello.
I will.
And again, pass my thanks on to Jubilee for everything.
They're doing very well. They had a lot of fun while they were in Centralis. I'll have to tell you about that when you're when you're out of prison. I wish I had the time, but until then, I will have to leave, as I don't want to overstay my welcome.
Yeah.
Bye, Oryx. Thanks for the lawyering.
Little orcs.
Yes, thank you, guys. Oryx is on his way out, as he, sighs at his own name, and just walks through the door. And after a bit, you see a few guards coming in. They say they're going to escort you to the courtyard so you can enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. It's nice to feel important.
And yeah, before that though, I'm going to call a brief break.
All right.
Excellent. All right.
Sweet. I'm gonna go do drugs.
Of course you are. Damn druggy.
Legal,
Dang, druggy.
legal druggy, but druggy nonetheless.
Yes. I'll be back as well.
I will say the accidental name drop of Oryx was genuinely on me and Seamus bad. I also genuinely forgot his fake
Yeah.
name.
The only reason I wrote it down in the first place was because I suspected he was Drake Blackburn at one point. So
This is true.
I'm glad we won't be stuck doing manual labor though, because now I can follow through on my next plan of attack, which is asking all the prisoners if they know a Drake Blackburn.
I'm mostly just trying to make sure that I don't know.
Well, we should probably start planning the jailbreak at some point.
Yeah, I just don't know exactly how we're gonna do that.
And first things first, we need to get these, or at least need to stop these cuffs from working, if not get them off altogether. And there's no point in Felix having all of it, or having a brush and his magic ink bottles if he can't use magic.
Or the back.
So that's not true. I might be able to use my Chroma's gifts, which means I could use the negate damage thing. I don't think that's necessarily magic. I don't know. Let's see what Kato
Hello.
says.
See what I say about what?
Now that I've got ink, with these cuffs on, am I allowed to use my Chroma's gifts?
No.
Fair enough.
But you can do some sick tats for people.
Fair
to
enough.
Get some street cred.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed getting to roleplay your best Ace Attorney life, Kaido.
Yes, indeed. I could have worn my suit for this if I'd have known. I'd have put my video cam on and just showed myself changing into my suit to really sell it that I am in my suit. But it's fine. Ooh. Oh, I've been binging my manga recently as well. I finished volume 16 of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Ooh. Where was that again?
Nearing the end of Shibuya.
Ah. Yeah, it's a long arc.
I really enjoy it. Honestly, Jujutsu Kaisen's a fantastic shonen, if only just because of the characters.
Yeah.
Because so many of them are actually used well. Whereas, in a lot of other shonen that have come before, they just drop characters for fun.
Yeah.
Even My Hero does it quite a lot.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, in My Hero, if you're in Class 1A, and you're not Deku, Todoroki, or Bakugo, at best, you're like B-list.
Mm. By the
Like
way,
even Ida, like, who the fucking promo stuff for the anime loved me like, oh yeah, he's like important, and Uraraka.
to be fair, at that point, they were fairly important.
I mean, they were only important just because they were friends with Deku, I'd argue. They had about as much nominal importance as everyone else.
Mm.
I'd even argue Asui was more important just by virtue of having more screen time. I don't know. Like, I think the only other series that I'm looking at that I can think of that doesn't drop characters really badly is Dr. Stone and Black Clover. Dr. Stone because everyone has their own niche.
Mm.
Although at least the chapters I've been reading, Chrome isn't that important. No, actually, I'm wrong. And Black Clover's good because everyone is always able to tap into the true potential.
Mm.
Sorry, surpass their limit.
Surpass your limits. That's probably like one of the when Yami says that is every time it's like, shit, I'm not strong enough for this. Just get better. Just be better.
My asshole puckers every time he says that because I know something's about to go down.
Oh yeah, it works out, but I can just imagine that in real life. Someone saying that, they'd just be a dick.
I mean, Yami's whole deal is, I know I'm in a shonen manga, so,
Yeah,
shape
basically.
the
Like,
fuck
I know
up,
I can just tell them to get stronger, and they will. So I'm
He's Japanese. He has the genre savviness.
Yeah. Shape the fuck up,
Exactly.
you bitch, and surpass your limits right now. Otherwise, I'm gonna kill you for it.
What you guys talking about now?
Yami's
Clover.
genre savviness.
Yami's absolute chadness.
I was just saying how I've been catching up with manga recently when I've not been binging Final Fantasy XIV.
Well, I'm pretty sure Black Clover's on like a 3-month hiatus now.
It's
The
good.
hiatus is going to be over soon.
Yeah, end of the month.
Honestly,
End of
if
the
I
month.
didn't have all of this PTO, which I still have up until February, I would not have played Final Fantasy XIV.
Mm.
Not only would I have not wanted to play it because of how long it would take, I also just wouldn't have, like, that's just it. Like, with how long it's taken me to get to the story, really, I'd have dropped it already. It's only because I've had hours and hours at a time to binge it that I've been fine with playing it.
Mm.
It's not bad by any means, it's just... I personally wouldn't recommend new players get into it. It's one of those. I don't think anyone should have to slog through something that takes so long to get good. Imagine if One Piece took like until fucking Usopp's introduction, no, Sanji's introduction, sorry, for it to get good.
In some people's mind, it didn't get good until even after that.
People are fucking stupid.
Not that I agree with those
They
people.
have no taste.
How far are you, One Piece, Kaido?
I'm not watching One Piece.
Oh, okay. I thought
I just
from.
I just know enough of what. I mean, I watched 4Kids One Piece.
My God.
I watched the 4Kids One Piece up until the end of Chopper's arc. But I also know enough of One Piece through osmosis and Totally Not Mark's reviews.
Yeah, Jack, when we watched the 4Kids version, we got up until like Skypiea, didn't we?
Oh, it changed over after Alabasta. It changed over to Funimation
Oh, so we did actually
Well-
watch the Funimation one.
But still...
for a bit. Yeah.
The point I'm getting at, though, is like, imagine if those series took that long to get good.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad Final Fantasy XIV has a trial. Because, oh boy, would I not pay for this in full if I didn't know. Not only do I know that the game gets better later on, but again, if I didn't have all of this paid time off I'm taking, I wouldn't have had the time to play it because I'd be playing other games.
Wait, did you say you have paid time off until February?
I took a shit. No, I've got a shit ton of paid time off that I've just decided to take throughout July. I've not took it throughout the entirety of July, but I've got loads of days off here and there. Like I had the entirety of last week off, and I've got until and I'm not back in
You
work.
might
till
want to
Thursday.
save a few of those days for I think August or September when we do the next Cradle podcast.
Sure. I mean, the only reason I didn't come on the podcast is because it was very late at night
Mm.
and I wanted to sleep. And I think I also had work when Mill asked me that.
Yeah, I think you said you had to get up early for work, so...
Yeah, because that was when my PTO from that week, was ended. That I'd taken off anyway. So I was back in on the Friday.
Yeah, you'll get more notice next time.
Even then, like, I like sleeping, and staying up very late at night to talk about a book is a bit hard.
Understandable.
Have a
I thought
nice
you really
day.
liked the books.
I
The
do.
next time we'll be talking about Ghostwater.
I do. It's just I also like. Well, I say I like sleeping. You wouldn't know from how much I struggle to get sleep. I get really nauseated if I'm awake too long. Like, I actually feel physically ill some nights when I stay up way too late. And I was actually starting to feel nauseated late that night anyway.
I mean, the solution I can think of is to take a nap beforehand.
The problem is that I wake up. I'm really bad at waking up in the morning. It's only by about 12 p.m. that I actually wake up. And then, unfortunately, from afternoon till the night is when I'm awake. So it's kind of awkward. Naps don't really do much for me, unfortunately. Anyway, are we all here, by the way?
I'm here but not here. Like, I have my headphones on, but I'm not at my computer.
I know Gen's unmuted, but I don't know if he's still
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everyone's here.
Are we ready to jump back in? I'll change the music as well.
Are we going to be doing rolls anytime soon?
Yeah, on these nuts.
You got me.
Yes, you are taking this much in damage because I got you that badly.
I'm not at my laptop.
Someone can tell him how much damage he's taking.
1,214.
Yeah,
Also,
I
it
can
would've been-
tank that.
It would have been funnier if it was 420 damage.
No, it wouldn't. I mean, yeah.
I would have found it funny.
Sure.
4,209.
Not even the correct way you say the date, but sure. Anyway, enough about different countries and their different ways of measuring things. Let me find the right song I want to use. Nope, this is too action-y. You're not fighting people yet. As you sort of leave the room and you're sort of led out by the courtyard, Tora just leans into you guys and says, "Yo, I didn't realize you had a lawyer on you."
Yeah, we were surprised too. At least some of
He's
us.
more of a last resort.
I've also never seen any of these guards so flustered before.
Have you not heard of Oryx?
Oh, I've heard of him, but I didn't realize he was a fucking lawyer. I'd heard him murder Silton off and got 2 million gold bounty on his head.
Yep.
I even was willing to. I was even in the midst of breaking a deal where, if I could prove myself to capture Oryx, they'd let me out.
Well, this is a funny coincidence.
It's just that it never fell through. It fell through because, well, the last people before then who tried to claim his bounty got murdered. All 100 of them.
I mean, I'm not
That-
surprised. He's probably
yeah,
one
that
of the
sounds about
most
right.
strongest people on the planet. At least that we know of.
I mean, when people can casually become dragons at will, yeah.
Yeah. The only ones I know of who are remotely as strong as him are, well, Akira is stronger, but the other one is, the big bad guy we have to deal with.
Oh yeah, isn't that the dude from Black Ring you were talking about?
Black dragon Tarrasque guy.
Did you just
thingy.
say black guy? Bro! Dude!
No, he was like ancient black dragon or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Sorry, my Freudian slipping out.
The reason why he's so powerful is because he can say the N-word.
Yes, his
Oh,
Edward
that's so
card
bad.
shit. Just memes, guys. Just memes.
Only Bents.
Even before you both. No, I'm just kidding.
Get cancelled speedrun any percent.
Yeah. Cancelled speedrun any percent.
This.
I'm not even famous enough to be cancelled.
You'd
What
be
was it that
surprised.
Republican said recently?
Oh, probably some stupid.
See who gets cancelled first or something? I don't know. Here's the music now.
Okay.
So yes, as you get led out to the courtyard, yes, you just see all of the prisoners look at you guys. You're all just on the spotlight. Like, even the people who are in basketball, one of them was mid-dunk, and he just fucking eats shit on the floor. Because he's too busy looking at you guys. Like, he basically hits his chest into the hoop, falls on his ass, and then looks over. And a few of them just start like clapping more, and a few of them just start cheering.
Oh, yay, the slow clap treatment. We love that.
They
No,
all just start like,
it's a genuine applause, Seamus. I know you're not used to that, but
Hey. That's a low
jam, jam. Felix just took Seamus's balls and was like, "No."
Why am
Get
I
inspira-
always the one getting roasted?
That's a million tap inspiration for that.
thank you.
That was
Okay,
really
I'll
good.
accept that. That's fair.
Take the L. Felix is getting something that helps you guys.
Yeah, that was solid. That was good.
But yeah,
That one really hurt.
But Felix also just leads over to the rest of the group and is like, is it bad that this is the most, like, applause we've gotten for our actions?
To be fair,
I
most
do
of
have
our
mixed
actions are
feelings.
Black Ops.
Yeah.
aren't you like friends with the king? Isn't that like a good enough reward?
Yeah,
I mean, I've
but
been
we're
friends
like,
with King since childhood.
I mean, that's not really not really a reward for what we're doing. That's just sort of like a side effect of what we've been doing.
I mean, don't you get praise from Akira or some shit? Isn't that quite nice?
Akira's not
I mean,
really
it's
the
not-
praising type.
You make it sound like he's the fucking well done son guy. Still, Tori shrugs. Fine then, I don't know. Maybe you should demand that you get
Oh
more
shit, you rolled
reward.
20 D100s?
Yeah, that was for the Ligma Balls thing. He's not sorry. But yeah, you do
Classic
get not all,
politician.
not all of them
All
are clapping.
cock,
Not
but
all of
no
them.
cum.
Not all of them are clapping for you though. You do notice Achuaka's gang is completely like blanking you guys. They're looking, but they're not clapping.
Hmm.
can I insight? Like, what would it be to kind of get their read on what they're thinking?
Insight, I'd say, just to get a general sweep of the body language they're displaying.
I'm gonna do the
Stuff like
same.
that.
Maybe even help out. Doesn't need help.
So, Daron, Achuaka's specifically eyeballing you. The rest of you guys can just tell they're looking your way. Now, Dane, you notice Achuaka, the one who's been in Daron's cell, is staring daggers at them. And you, Shame, and you, Felix. But otherwise, a lot of them seem to be sizing you up. Yeah. As you look around, though, you do see that human, actually, as well. Like, noticeably is, like, giving you guys a thumbs up and a clap. Some of his gang aren't, actually. A couple of them are, but most of that guy's gang aren't. But otherwise, like, yeah. The basketball guys are cheering for you guys, because you're the mates, Seamus and Felix.
Even though we suck. Yeah. Or I suck at least.
You're still part of the gang, though.
Aw, that's nice to know.
You've shot... Just because you might not score some hoops doesn't mean you aren't a good passer.
Yeah.
You've got
Basically
good
how I am at basketball in
fundamentals.
real life.
You
I
got
basically played basketball in this game how I play it in real life. I can't shoot for shit, but I can pass.
you got good fundamentals.
You know what's really bad? Every time I shoot a ball and miss the hoop, it always lands on my nose as it bounces. Like, I'm not athletically inclined, so I don't have to, like... I don't know to move out the way. I also don't expect it to hit my fucking nose every time.
Oh, I'm a pretty solid rebounder. I think it's because I built good reflexes out of being a catcher in baseball.
Still, yes.
Yeah.
So you get the applause. A few guards are just sort of looking, but yeah. What do you do after that kind of calms down? Because you don't even have to like hang out. You can also just like chat with each other and like, you know, it's up to you. You have the floor.
So, should we split up for a little while, or are we going to start planning the prison break?
I think it's time we start planning. Any more investigating is gonna get us in trouble, I think.
This
We've
seems
already
like
made
when
enemies.
our unspoken
If the-
approval rating is at its all-time high, so this is the best time to recruit help that there is.
Yeah.
Might as well use
If
it.
they're willing to move my execution date so close, they can do anything. And that doesn't mean any guards won't try to act on it. So I'd say we should try and leave before the end of the week.
Let's set a tentative deadline for 3 days from now, then.
Especially if you were going to be separated from us. That would have been a big dent in our plans. Would have meant my cell would be completely empty. And hey, I could have been put to sleep again.
Yeah.
What do you know about the warden?
Well, the warden was originally a elf, to my knowledge. A pallid elf, which you don't see very often.
Any relation to the elf that came in and tried to start shit?
No, that elf was just a dick. If you happen to beat him up and make him look like a little bitch, that's fine. He deserves it. I mean, you clearly saw he was a little bitch anyway, but still. The point I'm getting at is that, I mean, to my knowledge, that pallid elf has been in charge for about 30 years. So it seems, to be fair, he's also been quite active, apart from the last few months. So I don't know what's going on with that guy. I'd be careful with Achuaka's gang though as well. Like I said, they probably want to use us to help break them out, and they probably will, especially after what's just happened. Be wary we're the people being used when we want it to be the other way around.
Achuaka especially doesn't seem to particularly like me, and I'm concerned that they might want to make it count, so to speak.
Well, I don't really care how nice you guys are, but I'm breaking out of here, even if it means I leave you guys behind.
Oh, that's fair.
That also means we shouldn't be giving charity work out to some of these people. A lot of these people, the ones you've been speaking to especially, do deserve to be here.
You're not wrong there. We should ascertain what each of them is guilty of as well, so that we can
Accurately know how to deal with them.
yes, and also figure out who we'd want we'd be secure in giving promises of escape to.
Ideally, if we do a big escape that involves other people breaking out, it's probably a good thing. They'll be too busy breaking them out because they'll be easier to resist, hold down and maintain. Whereas with us guys, especially since you guys are already quite renowned and strong, well, they'll probably send big guns after you guys.
Yes.
Hopefully one decimator.
If he comes out as Zell. want to fight him.
Good,
I'm
because
gonna
I do
do
not
that.
think I am able to fight him. And he would
I
probably
don't think
go
you
for
have
me
a
first.
choice in that matter, Aldan.
Yeah.
I will fight
So
him
Tora,
eventually, but I am not
Tora and
strong.
Aldane will take care of Zarus.
Well, funnily enough, I wouldn't be surprised if he did demand that only him and that Aldane and I fight him, while you guys hang back.
Mhm. That's preferable. I don't want to get caught up in that shit. I don't
Howard.
have a death wish. Not like you, Aldane.
Seamus, have you
Nevertheless-
heard of this thing called shutting the fuck up?
I think before we
No, what's that?
I think before we, get ahead of ourselves and start, recruiting allies and thinking about fighting Zarus, we should think of a way to get these cuffs off.
You guys would also need all of your gear.
We've got some of our
Appar-
gear.
Apparently, there are. What's the word? There's zones, pockets in this area that allow magic to be cast, even with those on.
Right.
Dead zones. One of them is within the warden's office, and it's also where apparently you can turn those things off. Be warned, however, if you don't use the mechanism right, you'll turn off the cuffs for everyone.
And that would be quite bad.
Yeah.
If anything, it'd be very good, because it means all of them will cause a riot for us to escape.
Seamus just starts thinking.
And hey ho, we can always beat up as many people on the way out. Means we can take their shit, and then it means, if you guys care, no collateral damage will happen outside of these confines.
That would be preferred.
Yeah,
Part of the point-
that's great and all. No collateral damage. Cool. But what's this about unlocking all the cuffs?
No.
Yeah, I don't know the ins and outs. I'm not a magician-y type like yous. But apparently, if you don't know how it works properly, it's easy to turn off all of the cuffs. I wouldn't know because I never have them on myself. I can't cast a lick of magic.
But that's interesting. We could work that into our plan.
We could, and I like the way you think.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the only other thing I could suggest is that, well, he points to the walls. If one of us could climb up there or make it up for rope, that's always an option. Otherwise, if any of you can find some structural weak points in these walls, Aldane and I could smash through. To my knowledge, once you go within a certain distance away from the prison, the cuffs stop working anyway.
Good to know.
I'll leave it to you guys to decide what you want to do. I'm not really the strategist. That was more Zarus' job when I was with him.
What do you think, Tyrone?
I'm mostly concerned about Achawaka and her gang.
Yeah, they're going to be a problem.
Like I said, Achawaka was meeting with the warden, and I don't believe the warden is... My concern is that the warden has a game.
You don't think the warden's on the up and up?
I don't think anybody's on the up and up until I'm proven wrong.
Would not be an unfair assessment.
The whole concept innocent until proven guilty.
I look at Seamus just like,
If only.
Fair.
I'm just imagining while Seamus is gone, like if this was a more modern setting, Seamus would have already been cancelled. He comes back and his Twitter following has been cut in half just on the first day alone.
Gee. Okay, I'm
YouTube
not
channel-
that bad.
Channels be getting the clout off by just making videos about him, commentary channels.
When you're
Suddenly
convicted
shame-
by the court of public opinion,
The right
it's almost
opinions news.
impossible to get
the
that
right-
overturned.
The right opinions newest videos on Seamus. But yeah. To be fair, your reputations would have in theory been dealt a blow for this.
That's true. Getting arrested will do that to you.
Getting arrested for people trafficking.
Especially, yeah.
Plus,
I mean,
I
hey,
think,
if you
I was just gonna say in character. Also, I think we may have seeded some doubt within at least some of the quote-unquote good members of the guard.
that Minotaur seems to be quite willing to hear you guys out, or at least be willing to play along. From what I can tell, he is the straight-laced of the two Minotaurs. So, yeah.
We could arrange it so that the nastier of the guards are the ones on. Well, not arrange it, but pair. So the nastier guards are the ones on patrol when we make our move.
There's not really much choice we can have in that. If anything, it would be
No.
good to take advantage of the nicer guards, because it means they'll be less likely to expect us to beat them the shit up. Then we can knock them out, steal whatever thing they have on them to let us through doors, and then get through. At least if
Feels
it's the
weird.
nastier guards, you know, we won't have to feel too bad about beating them up.
Exactly.
And hey, if they are nice guards, just leave it to me then if you don't want to feel any conscience.
I'd rather not hurt them at all, but if it comes to that, yeah.
Main concern is which of the guards are. What is the real game here? Because I think there's a larger game that we're missing.
Probably. But who cares?
My worry is reprisals from Face Scar.
What's the over?
I don't think he's in very good shape right now. What with you?
He'll walk, and he'll have both his eyes. The most I did was just maim one of his hands and give him a horrible concussion.
I could stab
all I
him with
did
his
was
own
smash
horn.
All I did was swing his face into a metal bar with enough force to break
Oh, that's all?
part of his skull around his horn. He's still alive. Sure, he might only be able to eat, soup for the next several months and have his jaw wide shut, but he deserved it.
Unfortunately, I don't think
got a point
he's going to. He's going to take the long way back to health.
Whose piano's going off?
Sorry.
Aldane, turn off your notifications. Twitter can wait.
But I don't think Facegar's going to take the long way around on healing.
I don't know. I won't be surprised if he comes back with a vengeance. Tieflings are quite slippery bastards when they want to be.
And I don't
Hey.
trust this warden.
Understandable.
Have a nice day.
If only that was
One
possible.
of my favorite memes.
So out of character, I have zero ideas about how to break out, so...
So,
Same.
first things first, we need to find a way to the warden's office. So we need to get
Yeah,
these.
there's only two options to get the cuffs off. Either you get to the warden's office and unlock them, get out of the range for the cuffs to stop working, or third option, which would be very hard depending on what you can find out, somehow get them off you.
So that's why the talk about control maybe causing all of the cuffs to unlock kind of piqued my interest. Because if there's a way to do that that's easier than trying to target it, just unlock our own, then we can use that to help with the prison escape, cause chaos by unlocking everybody's cuffs, and then use that to get out. I don't know. That's just my idea.
It does seem like a good route to go down.
Yeah.
It will force the guards to pay attention to them rather than us.
The only question is how good their lockdown protocol is.
Oh, it's pretty good. In the time I've been here, they've had 3 major riots, and they've been pretty good at quelling the riots. There's
And
a
we
reason
saw
why
that
there's
with
not-
what happened with our whole
There's a-
snafu there.
There's a
We
reason
also
why
need
there's
to get.
technically.
We also need
There's a
to
reason-
find. Sorry.
I was just going to say there's a reason why there's only 3 current major gangs at the moment. It's because usually they cut the head off the snake. They've been willing to even execute some of the gang leaders. And well, there's a reason why the guards can still cast magic and use their abilities.
Also,
If
we
they-
need to find the storehouse to find our gear.
Kuro has the rest of your gear out of character. It's just Ration's drip feeding you your gear anyway.
Also,
He
I
has
have
it-
the bag of holding now.
Yeah, you have most of your stuff, whatever you would have left in there.
Okay.
What is it that we left in there again?
We
Someone
left a
made
lot
number
of stuff
shit.
in. We have a whole list, I think.
Yeah, you should. Where is it now? Where is it now?
Oh, you got that.
Is that Dad?
Yeah. Bag of
Yeah,
holding
hold on.
containing Aldane's armor, his shield, javelins, boots of elvenkind, tinderbox, crowbar, and hammer. Which you do have now as well, so yeah. You have like a whole crowbar and like matches to make use of, so if you wanted to get into the business of chiseling shit, you could. Also, Seamus has
Probably
his
an
armor
option.
now, and his figurines. Because you did mention of putting them in the stuff.
Yes.
Thing is, putting your
Wait,
armor
my
on is going to be
figurines
tricky
and my what
because
now?
it takes
Remind me.
figurines in your army, you said.
That's right. Yeah.
The problem is with armor, it does actually take time to don and doff it, and it's like 10 minutes. Unless you guys help Aldane put his armor on, it's going to take a lot of time to like put on armor. Yeah, so it's 1 action for a shield, 1 minute for light armor on and off, 5 minutes to put on medium armor. None of you use medium armor. It's 10 minutes to put on heavy armor and 5 minutes to take it off.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have to pick your time carefully if you want Aldane to be decked out in armor.
We'll probably be waiting until the day of the breakout for that.
The thing is, though, if you get attacked while you're donning armor, you fucked. Because, like, unless you're willing to give up actions to put it on Aldane, and people are willing to help you, you're gonna be stuck without it for some fights.
Mm-hmm.
You're technically one of the squishier characters at the moment.
Yeah, it's ironic, isn't it? Even though I
Daeron-
have the big
Daeron's
ol'
the
HP
tank.
pool.
But he
Daeron's
also
the tank
can't
right
exactly
now.
be wearing the armor around the prison.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a huge red light for the guards.
yeah.
Red flag.
Gen is the tank right now.
Yeah, kinda. I'm the one with the high. I have a 15 AC base right now, so.
You have matched AC with Tora, and you have an ability to halve your HP, the damage you take. So yeah. Honestly, I'm leaving it up to you guys to decide what you want to do. When you want to break out and do shit like that.
Can we do like? This is just out of character. Could we like montage Dyron trying to like make a get a sense of like where the warden's office is?
You can ask her. Yeah. You could do that by trying to explore, but the thing is, you would have to do risky stealth checks to not get caught while you're sleuthing around, because the guards would not appreciate you going places you shouldn't. You can try to glean a layout of the place from people that you know, like talking to people. But that means then convincing them to tell you, and why do you want to know? So there's risks and rewards to doing it.
If we run into Roshan again, I'm gonna try and glean it from him as well.
I mean, yeah, it's just be careful of where you speak to him because, why is this guard speaking to these prisoners?
Right. But it'd be good to get a sense of like where the warden's office
Yeah.
is.
What else do you all want to do?
Well, let's see. We should also make sure we have. We need to get the timing on this right. Quite thoroughly time this. Otherwise, we could run into some serious issues. So over the next few days, we should plan out a schedule for when we do things after we get the information we need. Let's get a timetable together,
Synchronize our watches, as it were.
What are these watches of which you speak?
Out of character, we gotta have watches in this world.
Really?
Whilst you fucking asked me this. I would, at most, watches would be a very rich person's thing.
Oh, y'all never heard of watches?
Like,
Oh, I guess
Aldane
it's
would
a good
probably
thing
be the
among
only one who would.
nobility.
Aldane would probably be the only one who would own a watch, and probably Daron if they'd have claimed one off someone. But even then, a watch would be like
Picked it. I probably picked it
A
and
watch?
bought that.
Darren would probably have picked up a watch but not worn it because wearing one would paint a fucking huge target on you.
Oh yeah, no, I fenced that immediately, probably.
When were watches invented? Oh, 1500s. Yeah,
See?
you'd easily. There'd be watches, but again, it'd be a rich person's thing. Unless you had, like, a very, like. I don't want to say cheap pocket watch, but, like, not one that's particularly nice.
Yeah.
But again, only Aldane would probably have one, and even then, like. Aldane's technically a follower of the sun god, so he'd probably be trained in monitoring the, time by the sun.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a wristwatch. He has a wrist sundial.
You should probably time it for the early morning hours before sunrise.
Honestly, the best thing you could do is, like, very late at night. The only problem would be is that late at night it would be deathly quiet, so any noises we make would cause problems. But you, Seamus, you have silence, right?
I do.
If you could somehow find a dead zone and cast silence, that'd be perfect to use in some way. I.e., smashing something through, depending on where these dead zones are, and
Smart. Yeah, we'll have to.
Apparently
Should that be part of my search out of character to like investigate finding a spot where we can do that?
Apparently, you'll feel when you're in a dead zone. You'll feel the connection back with your magic. Again, I don't know. I can't use magic.
Amos, if you discover a dead zone, if you or Felix discover a dead zone, you'd be wise enough to cast a pass without a trace on us when we get to a dead zone.
Out of character, I will say, if you hit a dead zone, cast magic, concentration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have to make a concentration check outside of a dead zone, it's an immediate failure.
Right.
So do be careful if you do have to use concentration spells. You
Right.
can still hold them out of a dead zone, but
Yeah.
again, the moment you have to make a check to hold on, you fail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if we want to get us all to the warden's office,
The only
wanna
other thing
guess-
I could suggest is if we could do something that causes the warden to come out. But, well, the warden's been very elusive, so I don't know what that would be now.
I mean,
Even a
question.
riot doesn't get him out of his office.
Question.
I think threatening Achawaka.
Do we need everyone to be at the warden's office?
To my knowledge, again, I'm not magically inclined. He's gonna make an intelligence check to see if he knows or remembers.
Hmm.
I'm very certain you all have to be there if you want to specifically pick yourselves from not being, from the cuffs not working anymore.
Hmm.
Otherwise, you'll have to turn everyone's off. Or, unless you're fine with some of you only having your magic and the other ones not. I mean, let's face it, ideally you both, Felix and Seamus, should have it at minimum turned off. Darren and Aldane, you both seem to be fine without it anyway. Not, you know what I mean. You don't need it as much as these two.
I thought we were going to turn everyone's off just to, help start a riot.
Depends on what you want to do, doesn't it?
Mm.
The problem is, if there is a riot, people like Achuaka and other people who don't like us could use the excuse to come after us. Whereas at least if some of you guys, or at least if only you guys have your cuffs off, they can't do fuck all against you.
Mm.
And now to character, that's the dilemma. Every option has its own risks. Because even if you climb off from the walls, you have to not be shot down. And that's getting up the walls, which are quite high. It's up to you. You can consider this homework if you want to do it out of session. But those are your options anyway.
Yeah. So we've basically got, two major ones. Sneak out on our own or start a riot and to cover our tracks.
Or we could somehow sneak out quietly.
Mm.
Wait, no, ignore me. You said that.
So we have several options, right? Assault, deception, stealth, use a social thing, or try to sneak on a cart.
Yeah, it's up to you guys. Sneaking on carts, I'd probably say wouldn't work. Tora would tell you they do thorough checks of stuff coming in and out. And they do magic detection as well. Like metal detection.
Mm.
You'd immediately go off with what you have on you. Even if you stuffed everything into the bag of holding, that would get caught.
Right.
Yeah, that would get tinged.
That's probably
I just
the one
pasted something
option
from-
you can't do. Unless you gave it all to Ration. Yeah, if you gave it back all to Ration, you could.
I posted something about from Blaze
Yeah,
in the Dark,
I like
which
that.
is and this is considering, so especially since me and Jack are like kind of drawing a blanket, I think the way Blades does it is interesting, where you just kind of pick it up, you pick her thing, and then you flash back as necessary.
Yeah, that would
Do
be
you have
fun.
You have any specific ideas, Seamus?
Sorry, I'm
What's your-
chewing.
What's your mind drawing you towards? And what about you, Mil? While Seamus is still eating.
Yeah, that's sort of what I'm thinking about. It's just... I feel like we need to do more recon, honestly, before we can really decide on a plan. Because we need to know... We need to know how easy it is to get to the warden's office.
We need to figure out what the warden and Achawaka are planning.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to know how easy it is to get to the warden's office and get inside. We need to
What
know.
do we put on the fucking list?
We need to know.
Just musing to myself. Sorry.
Yeah. We need to know which guards are likely to be on duty. Because that'll affect the plan. Because if it's the lax ones that we can just bribe, then there's no reason to start a riot, is there?
What are you gonna do if you have to bribe more than one guard, though?
Felix can draw a lot of porn.
What if some of them are ace?
Felix can draw lots of pretty pictures of landscapes.
Hey, wait! Give me 5 minutes. Give me 10 minutes, and I'll do this painting for you while we're, sneaking through the prison.
I'm not saying I'm doing it on the spot. Preparing. That's the point.
I'm
That's the name of the
joking,
game. We
so-
prepare.
Be prepared, as I say.
But
Do you remember you only have a limited amount of ink you can use?
I mean, I'm not planning on, if I'm doing this, I'm not planning on using my magical ink, because that seems like a bit of a foolish decision, honestly.
If you want my 2 cents, I say we go for the social approach, the negotiate, bargain, persuade. Our connection could be Ashwaka, because she obviously has some kind of connection to the warden.
Yeah, but she doesn't like us.
I
That
mean,
can
she at least
change,
doesn't
and
like.
she also
mean,
doesn't have to like us to do what we want her to do.
The thing is,
Alright,
to your,
Seamus.
to your knowledge,
or-
she only doesn't like Dayron.
So maybe Seamus
Alright.
can work his charms and do a little seduction action.
I
Oh,
don't think
dude.
she's that way, but
Always
you
with
know
the
what?
sex.
No, I want you.
No, not even with that. To like get it going,
I know.
I wanna
Schmooze her a little bit.
I want to see Seamus do that just because it'll be entertaining when she tears his ball sack off.
over under, I think the two things that Darren wants to try and do is going to be spy on Achuaka and their gang, and really get a sense of like if there's a plan going, what's going on. Felix and I guess Felix and I could work on that because I think we're the most stealthy of the bunch.
And Dairon, find something that you could maybe also use as blackmail, whether it be the plan itself, if they're trying to hide it from the warden and the guards, or if there's something else that they don't want known.
Also, I think Darren's going to try and do a little scouting. Nothing too crazy, but definitely getting a sense of the layout.
Yeah, I think before we can decide on a plan, we need to do more recon.
But like I think we can just kind of montage this. We don't need to play out every inter.
I mean, something as simple as finding the warden's office can probably be a check, right? Or a couple of checks.
I mean that would help you drastically because that could mean, getting equipment that could help you. Like say, I don't want to say key cards, but that kind of shit.
I mean that's the other thing,
you could get stuff like layouts. You could get
yeah.
What's it called? Schedules.
But yeah, I mean, finding out where the warden's office is going to be key because if it's on the other side of the prison, that's quite bad for us. But if it's right next to
I'm
our
gonna be
block,
real for you guys. Some options will be mutually exclusive. If you want to do the more aggressive options, it would probably leave out a lot of subterfuge unless you can make a lot of shit up on the spot.
Yeah.
Like, transport, like breaking out, severely limits your options because it means you'd have to give your shit back to ration.
Yeah.
Which means then meeting up with him at a later point. And it's very risky. Meanwhile, you could sneak out, but then you need to get schedules and shit. And at that point, the amount of investment you've done probably means you won't know how to break out unless you can do a lot of last resort shit. Well, I do really appreciate what you're doing. Like, it is really, it's nice that you're like putting this much effort in.
It's not that we're putting
Yeah.
some thought into it.
I mean, I'm
that's-
glad. I mean,
That's
I'd
why
like
I think
to
the social one is probably the best one. Just finding a way to
it-
maybe negotiate our way out.
It depends
don't-
on what strengths you want to play. I mean, you're all role play players, so that works. You know, as it stands, you can't really muscle out unless you sort of deal with the warden's office anyway.
Yeah.
The warden's
Okay.
office, I'd argue, opens up the biggest amount. Like, you know, being the GM, sort of helping you guys. The warden's office will help you a lot in different ways.
Yeah, I think that's really our first port of call.
I think, like, of the 6, of like, obviously what I posted is just like to get the brain
Yeah,
juices
I'm actually
flowing.
looking at that page as well, by the way.
But I think for us, stealth, social, or deception are the ways to go.
The only problem with stealth is Aldane.
Right, but Aldane is mutable. Like, he can.
Just carry him on his back, on your back.
Just have him be up to his neck in the bag of holding.
Lay him in a stretcher, then he doesn't have to walk. The problem is putting him in the bag of holding doesn't actually like get rid of the weight issue. I'd say he'd have to be fully in the bag.
Damn.
His whole body would need to be in it.
Yeah.
And the problem is,
And then that, suffocation.
there's an oxygen capacity.
Yeah.
Aldane can only hold his breath for
And
like 2 minutes.
just so you guys know, silence only lasts for 10 minutes.
Right.
Silence also doesn't follow you.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
as long as
you
you
stationary.
pass that
It's-
trace.
It's not like darkness.
Yeah.
Whereas like silence, you do it in a spot.
Felix,
Break
do
as
you
much
have
shit as you
enlarged-
want.
Felix,
Hmm?
quick question. Do you have enlarge or reduce?
I do not.
Damn it.
Pocket-sized Aldane.
It would have been really nice to have that, honestly.
Pocket Toro would be funny.
Wait, hold on. I have polymorph.
Can you Yeah, you can do. You could make Aldane into a fly.
We're gonna do polymorph.
I was
at
thinking
that
more of a
point.
turtle.
At that
That
point,
could,
we
and
might
then
as
he
well
could fit in the bag of holding.
I mean, if you're gonna polymorph, you might as well just turn Aldane into a T-Rex or like Triceratops, and then just.
Can
burst
he do
through
that?
the
I mean, yeah, you. Oh wait, actually, no, there's a limit on polymorph because it's based on CR and level.
It's based on what?
Basically, you have to have the level that matches the challenge rating of the monster that you want to summon, and I
Pretty
don't
sure-
think you're at the. I don't believe you're actually at the level where Aldane can be turned into a T-Rex yet.
Are we not?
What level
Yeah,
would I have
no.
to be at?
So let me read it. Let me see. Yeah, so the new form can be any beast whose challenge rating is equal to or less than the target's challenge rating, or target's level if it doesn't have a challenge rating. So, what is the CR of a Trex? Because you have fought a T-Rex before.
It's 8 actually.
T-Rex, level 8.
It's challenge rating rate 8.
So you are.
Holy
yeah,
shit.
so Aldane can be a T-Rex.
Yeah.
Turn me into a fuck mothering T-Rex.
Frankly, the T-Rex has better dexterity than Aldane.
I'm a motherfucking T-Rex!
It also has better armor.
It's- yeah. I mean, the T-Rex has worse armor than an Ardell. It's The worst thing about that is the fact that what's it called? Just let me. So the target's game statistics, including mental ability scores, and so basically, Aldane keeps his personality in alignment, but his intelligence is drastically reduced as a T-Rex.
Right.
But Aldane could tell friend from foe, but Aldane would not be able to be given complex things unless you really struggled to tell him what you wanted him to do.
To be fair, Smash Wall isn't that complex.
Yeah, I mean, if Aldane knew that was
Stomp
the
guard.
strategy, if Aldane knew that was the strat before turning, I'd allow it.
Hmm.
But if you wanted Aldane to change on something, unless Aldane was given means to know, he wouldn't know.
Hmm.
Like, you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's just
But
keep that
So
in
here's
our
the plan.
back
Here's the
pocket for
plan.
now.
I'll polymorph Jack into a T-Rex.
I mean, you still need to find a dead zone or the
And
warden's office.
no, but the plan is if we need to change the plan, we just got to go up to him, hold a hand out, and say, hey, big guy, sun's
not
getting
even
real low.
touch.
Oh, shut up!
It's a range. You can do it up to 60 feet away, and that shit lasts for 1 hour.
Oh, hey, we could turn Jack into Nosferatu.
What?
I'm just going through the CR8 monsters.
No, it has to be a beast.
It'd have to be a beast. Ah, damn.
It
Rude.
has to be as a beast. It's not true polymorph. That's
Right.
why mass polymorph is so shit. Because like, true polymorph probably gets what you want anyway. Like in the time you could cast mass polymorph, just turn someone into an ancient dragon and let him breathe on people.
Yeah.
What's the CR rating for a true, for an ancient dragon, rather?
It depends on the dragon. If you are an ancient gold, if you want an ancient gold dragon, you have to be level 23, which is physically. It's not physically impossible because I'd allow you guys to get beyond level 20, but in the time it will take.
Yeah, it'd be too
Just-
much.
But still, you get the point. Now.
Turn
So,
Aldane
I
into a
think-
sperm whale.
Felix and Seamus should focus on finding Dead Zone.
The only ancient dragons you could become at level 20 are an ancient brass and white dragon. Anyway, sorry, what did you say again?
I was just saying, I think Felix and Seamus should focus on finding a Dead Zone.
Mm-hmm.
Aldane.
But what does this have to do with Garlic Jr.?
I was waiting for that.
Aldane, before I punch you into the Dead Zone, I think Aldane should focus on getting contact with Roshan.
Yeah.
Tora, see if you can glean anything about what Akshawaka's up to.
She won't have anything to do with me.
Yeah, but-
The moment she sniffs me anywhere nearby, she'll bolt.
Yeah, but you can probably ask questions.
No, she doesn't like me.
Who do you think?
No,
had-
I'm not
She
talking
likes
to...
me. She likes me better than you, I assume. But the problem is, me speaking to her will be too sus.
Who do
No,
you
I
think?
don't think... Not speaking to her directly, I'm saying... Like, doing the asking around.
Yeah, I get it. I can. I'll
Otherwise,
see what I can do.
otherwise, who do you
Seamus,
think
if-
has the best chance of like approaching
Sorry, I
her?
just had a dog break into my room. I missed
Oh,
like
no.
the last 2 minutes there, but we're good.
Felix, what were you saying?
Tora, who otherwise do you think would have the best chance of approaching Ashwaka and getting information from her?
Another woman, perhaps. But as it stands, Achuaka's group monopolizes a lot of the females in this joint.
Right.
Otherwise, I mean, if you wanted to ask people about her, I'd probably say the human gang leader.
Who outside of a gang would most likely have the best information on her plans?
Yeah, probably the human gang leader.
Right.
Seamus, as a side job, I think that should be your focus.
The human gang leader
Yeah.
trying to
You're the best,
butter him
you're
up.
the best talker among us. I believe in you. I trust.
Among Us! Sorry.
Sus.
Dairon's struggling to say the words "I trust you." You're good at this.
Okay. Thanks. I think.
In the meantime, I'll do what I can to find the warden's office.
Find a way in.
Yeah, and as a side note, I'll try spying on Ashwaka.
What should I do then?
Talk to Roshan. See if you can get contact with him. Get any intel that you can from his side. Also, schmooze up to the Minotaur guard that we interacted with today. Aid in his investigation as you can.
You guys seem like kindred spirits. That might work.
Of the lot of us, you're the most honorable, so he should trust. It's likely he'll trust you. He'll trust you the quickest.
Honestly, the only other thing I could suggest in terms of people to talk to, the black kobold would actually probably be quite good. She's actively like anti-corruption. She's one of the few people who does not I don't want to say one of the few people, but actively doesn't enjoy or like face scar. So if you could somehow get in good with her, that'll probably help you a massive amount.
Well, Dan, I think that might be your best. I think that might be where you are shining.
The only problem is you'll be at a disadvantage. One, because you're a criminal, which she would not care for. Two, it's not that she's racist. It's just she gets on with people who are also scaleborn.
That's going to be a little
That is a
difficult for us to achieve.
Otherwise, it would have to be some sort of beast race, like me. And well,
Yeah, you're not on the best terms with this person.
I've fought her before.
Like, I think it might be
I
best
threw
to get
her into another guard and knocked out the other guard.
impressive. Aldane,
She's-
it might be
Yeah.
worthwhile leveraging the Minotaur to essentially build a base within the guards.
Appeal to his better nature. Playing them against each other won't be too bad. The pro-corruption versus anti-corruption would be an excellent way to get through stuff.
And who knows?
Especially-
It might actually cause real reforms in the prison.
Especially if we can try to get beat on what's going on with the warden.
Yes.
And if you do end up coming in contact with Roshan, asking him to help with information gathering, or at the very least getting a sense of what's going on with the warden from the inside.
Yes.
Everyone know their jobs?
Yep.
Pretty much. I guess no more messing around playing basketball.
Felix?
Yep.
I would suggest that you still do that if only to maintain cover.
Yeah. Do what you can, don't push it.
I mean,
We have until the end of the week.
maybe we can ask, our contacts if they know of any of these dead zones.
Be careful though. To my knowledge, the dead zone isn't really a what do you call it?
It's not an open secret.
No, exactly. People knowing about it could cause problems, and again, if we don't want to get caught where we shouldn't be getting caught, how do you explain why we're going in certain areas of the place? Again, I think I said yesterday, be careful of who you trust.
Yes.
The only people I trust are the people I'm talking to. And that's only marginally.
You trust us!
Oh, that's a
Aw.
first.
Character development.
Who'd have thunk it?
Wild.
It's like the scene where Squidward's having an aneurysm because he's apologizing to SpongeBob. I
Oh
was
my.
thanking him.
Now,
So-
if that's enough psychic damage to me for today, let's keep going.
Wait, I didn't use vicious mockery though.
No, if anything, Felix is viciously mocking you.
Yeah, we all know that's too easy.
Anyway, so Let me make a d4, and we'll decide who's doing what first. Aldane,
Yeah.
so what is it you're doing again? Just for the sakes of,
So I'm going to be trying to talk to some of the guards. And
Okay.
specifically, or at the very least, get information from those guards.
I'm gonna make a roll to see how many you get to speak to. You get to speak to 2 guards. Sadly, thankfully I gave you a +1 to whatever roll you got, and you got a 1. Ergo, you get 2 guards.
Could be worse.
One of them is a dwarf. Yeah, he doesn't look particularly happy though. Especially with the warm weather, he clearly isn't having a good time.
I offer to give him tips for. Well, is he wearing armor?
Yes.
I offer to give him tips for how I cope with hot weather in my armor.
You trying to get me out of my clothes?
Nothing
I'm
like that. No,
And you are my type, but
I am flattered, but I am not interested. Sorry.
no.
I just want to give you a tip as a gesture of goodwill.
It's because of all my body hair, if you must know. Not a lot of air to breathe through.
Ah, yes, that will do it. Well, I have found that dampening your shirt before you put it on a hot day does help with the heat in the armor. As does carrying around a small towel to put on the back of your neck after you've moistened.
Give me a persuasion check. Just to like butter him.
I got a nat fucking 20 for that.
It's like the weirdest roll to crit, but alright. Thank you very much, young man. I'll have to definitely keep that in mind. If I didn't think you were into me, I'd think you were trying to hit on me.
I get that a lot. I seem
And I
to
do know-
accidentally hit on people all the time.
I do know some good places where you can have a lot of privacy, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, really? I might not be able to capitalize it on myself, but I have a few friends who would definitely appreciate that information.
As long as they're as pretty as you, as he gives you a wink.
Oh, please, you flatter me.
Well, if I had to tell you, there's one near the entrance of the sewers. Perfect place there for a lot of quiet and a lot of fun you can have, if you know what I'm saying.
Alright, alright.
Otherwise, the storeroom is actually quite good for a lot of privacy and a lot of fun to be had.
Good to know.
I mean, I'd suggest the warden's office, but that's, well, the warden's office.
Where is the warden's office? I've never been called there.
I mean, you've only been here for what, less than a week? I'm not surprised. Normally the warden doesn't call you in until you've been here for at least a week. Just because then by that point, you've not died since then, so they're at least willing to give you the time of day.
Good to know.
It's not to say we have a high mortality, a high death rate, but still. Anyway,
Better
if
to
you want
play
to
it
know
safe,
where if you want to know where that is, it's you go back into the the building. He actually points to the door that you all came through. So instead of going left to the cafeteria, you go right. And there's a few rooms straight down, stuff like offices, more cells. And also, some of like the guard break rooms, and straight down all the way to the end, you'll eventually come across the warden's office. It's not terribly far from the entrance you would have came into when you were brought in.
Good to know. Maybe that way I won't be embarrass myself by acting lost when the guards, when you all eventually take me over to see him.
I mean, hey, if you and I were ever enjoying time over there, I'd pull some favors for you. But no problem at all.
Oh, thank you for the information.
No
Just
problem, sweetums.
Just out of character, Aldane, you may be forced to, at the very least, make a rendezvous, and at worst, fuck that guard just to get us out of here.
Felix is studying you out.
Said out of character. Out of character.
Felix is your pimp. I got this really swanky hat. It makes me feel powerful with this cane.
There's a squid in the cave. It's very fancy.
But yes, so you had that encounter, and the other one. Oh. I might have to change the music for this one.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Who is it?
You come across a stern-looking woman, very short, and there's a reason why.
She's a kobold.
She has very dark scales, and yes, how did you guess?
Just intuition, I guess.
Oh, no, this is too active. You're not fighting good just yet.
Oh boy.
But yeah, she just, like, looks at you and snorts derisively. What do you want?
Oh, I do apologize. I was just hoping to apologize for all the commotion that occurred the other nights.
Are you really sorry, though?
Well, I'm not sorry about defending my friend at all, because who would be sorry about defending their friend's life and safety? No, but I would like to apologize for the inconvenience it caused you and the other guards.
It didn't really cause me any problems. It was funny seeing him get put on a stretcher.
Ah, that's good to know. Well, I'm glad I could amuse you.
Here you go, Mel. I've got the music.
Alright.
Well, what did you want from me then, other than that? I assume you had more to gain from just an apology.
Yes, as a matter of fact, out of character, what was I going to ask her specifically again?
Her number? Her free measurements?
Wow, you guys are just leaving me out here to dry, huh?
Sorry,
for
who were you
dinner?
talking to?
The
The
black
black
kobold.
Oh, just try. I think you're trying to get a sense of. You're trying to hit the corruption guards against the non-corrupted guards.
I just wanted to give you a bit of a warning, because I'd heard a rumor. I don't know the veracity of said rumor, so take this with a grain of salt, but I heard a rumor that a few less scrupulous guards are planning to commit to a certain large-scale action in a few days' time.
Is this persuade? This is deception, isn't it?
It could be deception or persuasion.
I mean, you're not.
I'm not
Do you,
entirely
know if the
wrong.
do you know if the guards are going to be causing a large-scale thing?
Well, if our plans go to our plans work out, then it will.
That's them reacting to you, though. From how you're implying it, it sounds like they're actively causing the issue.
You could also play it as like
I-
Beskar trying to do something like the press.
I'm going to say
They
deception.
seem
just
to
'cause
be
it's-
rather. They
It-
seem to be rather upset with what happened to one of their more, how shall we say, most infamous colleagues.
I'm gonna still ask for deception just because it's not only is it the wording, but it's also like erring on the side of you not really like. You're also just stretching the truth quite a bit.
Fair enough. I've had worse rolls.
Well, I'll definitely try to keep that in mind. Thank you very much. But now I have to ask you something. Where did you
Feel
get this
free.
info from? This little tidbit of yours.
Oh, some friends of mine are very good about listening for whispers and rumors here and there, and they pass the information along to me.
Yeah,
So it would be of
you
interest if they
definitely
think
don't
that
seem
I'd
like
be targeted.
you definitely don't seem like the observant type. That's for sure.
Thank you, I think.
To be fair, neither's that pretty boy, the musician. I think Seamus.
Hey, come on now.
I only know of him because my sister's a big fan of his.
Oh, she's one of the schmoes
In.
too, huh?
We have an inn.
She sent blood in a locket to him at one point.
Oh god. We finally
Well,
got
I
to the
could.
bottom of it.
My world building is impeccable.
Well,
And it comes
like.
full circle.
I could have him sign an autograph for your sister.
Tolkien wishes he could have connected characters this well.
I've connected the dots. I've connected shit. I've connected them.
No, but yeah, it's like, ugh. But yeah. Nevertheless,
If you'd like,
what was-
if your sister's a fan, I could get him to sign something for her.
oh, she's already burned all of the memorabilia.
Oh, what happened?
Well, she found out he was trafficking people.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Separate the art and the artist.
Okay, then. Okay,
Seamus
Mel.
goes, ouch, my reputation.
Oh, sorry, Mel. Can you show me the pictures of your Harry Potter books you've got? On an unrelated note.
I'm
Or have you
currently
burned them?
I'm currently holding a screwdriver that I can, hook towards you.
Have you got how many Rurouni Kenshin books have you got?
No,
Act
I've
age?
never read either of those, so fuck you.
Still, but yeah, just like, but yeah. Anyway, is there anything else you wanted to know? Since you seem to be so chatty today.
Well, I was hoping to find out some more about the goings on in the prison system. I'm still fairly new here, and I am concerned about being beaten up by, certain vengeful individuals.
Yeah, I know there's that one irate satyr who keeps going on about a particular elf.
Oh god, I forgot about him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, not after me, but I know very well who he is after.
I think he's. Oh, he's over that way, not too far from your friend Felix.
Rara.
Oh,
points
Felix
over-
is
She
side of
points
him.
out because Felix and Seamus are doing their thing together, aren't they?
Right now, yeah, I would
Yeah,
say.
so she just points the two of them out and then where the satyr is. And it's alarmingly close.
Ooh, that's not great.
I mean, as long as they didn't cause him any problems, they should have nothing to fear, though, right? The worst they'll probably do is challenge him to a game of some gambling.
Too late. Already happened. Bad things
I
happen.
think he's already moved on to marbles at the moment.
Aldean is currently just
Shitting himself.
sucking in air through his teeth right now.
It's a good thing Aldane brought his brown pants. The pants
Say,
stay
you
brown.
wouldn't happen. You wouldn't happen to know. No, never mind. Don't worry about it. I was going to ask something, but I thought better of it.
Tell me now.
My friend there, it happens to be one of the people who pissed off said irate satyr. You wouldn't happen to know which guards are on duty at a given time, so I can just have him in greater proximity to more sympathetic guards to his plight.
You'll know which
'Cause
you'll know which guards are on duty when the time comes, and whenever they need to act.
That's fair. I just was hoping to secure my friend's safety a bit better, but if it
If
can't be
anything
helped, it can't
happens,
be
I'll
helped.
be on. If anything happens, I'll be over there, sorting it out.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Who knows? Maybe that new hire Ration will finally start working in the courtyard.
Oh,
Oh,
please,
let's hope
anybody
so.
but him.
He looks
He just
particularly
laughed.
tough.
Ration would just join in with the gambling.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
He doesn't think that I noticed, but I have been seeing him eyeing up places here and there, causing trouble, bumping into a lot of prisoners and stumbling so much. I don't know how he got
Yes.
hired.
Yes, I have
Apparently-
noticed that. That is concerning.
Apparently, he's the son of a really influential noble.
Oh, so many people are like that. Aldean is conspicuously not addressing the fact that he himself is the son of a prominent noble.
I mean, I have no problems with prominent nobles. It's just apparently his has got incredible clout in the right circles.
There are a few things more irritating than people who like to throw their family's weight around.
Just as an aside, I like how Felix is very obviously the one who spent the most time with Ration, and yet it's Aldain learning more about Ration than Felix ever has.
Yeah, it's because you never fucking ask him questions.
Yeah, Aldean is just striking up a conversation at this point.
At this point, she says, "Well, I have some work to do. Move along."
Will do. I appreciate you taking the time and effort to actually speak with me and not brush me aside.
Yeah, sure. Have fun, or else.
Will do.
I'm gonna make the roll again, and there we go. Seamus / Felix. What are you doing?
We'll start off playing basketball, I guess.
I thought we were searching for the dead zones, but
Yeah.
Well, no, just to keep up appearances. Start with that, play a couple games, and then go look.
I mean, I don't think it's wrong if you just don't play it today, given what's happened. Also, by the time you would have been let out, they were already like midway into games.
Oh, true. Okay, so we'll just skip the basketball today then.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have just been sort of sitting there like idiots, waiting for them to be like, "Oh yeah, you can come in now." You know.
Yeah.
Definitely don't want to look like idiots.
So
Don't forget, you are allowed like back inside. You don't have to just spend your entire time outside.
So Seamus, where do you think that the most likely dead zones will be other than the warden's office?
It's a good question.
Do
I'd say probably guards' quarters.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do the guards have some sort of like staff room?
Yeah, break room maybe.
Where else? Out of character, could I do like a wisdom check to try and figure out a good place?
It'd be intelligence because it's
Oh.
you using your sense to like figure out based on what you know of the layout of the building and common sense. Like where you think it would be strategically viable. Or
Can I have
helpful.
advantage on that intelligence check?
I mean, you're working together, so you can help him if you want.
Yeah.
Oh no, one of you would have had to help the other one. So I'm gonna say you've helped Seamus.
Yeah, that's fine.
So he gets the 22.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky you.
Yay.
So
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22.
You know, guards room would make sense probably. Probably areas where people would be needing to come in and out.
Right.
If you could possibly find some sort of underground area, that might be possible. You do know, actually, from what you've heard, the prison actually used to be an old fortress.
Right.
So it's possible they had an underground route to escape if they were ever, like, sieged.
Ah.
Could work into our strategy as well in other ways.
You could probably imagine. I'm trying to think of other rooms in a prison or like public structures where it would make sense to like have these dead zones.
Yeah.
Possibly the storeroom for when they're having to like lock places up, or you know, just things like that. Otherwise, you aren't really sure of many of the places where it would make sense to have any. It's entirely possible the warden's office is a dead zone in and of itself. At least, you won't need to worry about your cuffs while you're in there.
Yeah.
So, worst case scenario, you have to use the mechanism to stop it from happening.
Okay, here's
Alright,
another question then.
Oh, go ahead.
Who do we know that's been in the prison the longest other than Torinosuke? Is there anyone who's been in the
That'd be
prison
something
longer?
you would have to ask.
Right, okay.
Which brings me to my next point. I'm gonna do. Should I do like a perception check to see if I can see where the human gang leader is?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can do that.
Right.
Fuck.
You aren't sure. There's quite a bit of people out and about. Quite a few people actually inside, but it's one of them. It's also quite sunny. So like you're in the heat. It's like, you know, it's not fun having to see what, you know, when you like the sun is on you.
Yeah, sun's right in your face and shit. Okay, cool.
Felix, do you want to do that?
Yeah, I'll
Do you
help
want to
him
perceive?
if I can. I can slightly.
That was the
better.
DC.
Yeah, I can help.
You see them at they're actually not in the, because most of the time when you've happened to like just gaze past them, they're usually in the sport area, like, you know, doing
Yeah.
like exercise, but they're actually like on one of the bleachers.
Right. Right, I will point him out to Seamus and then leave Seamus to it.
Are you not going with?
Felix, I don't know if I want to go alone, man.
Why not?
For my own personal safety?
Fine, but if this goes south because of my presence, it's on your head.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen. I don't see how it would.
So as you're making your way over to the bleachers, you see the gang of 5 members, because I remember it was a small group. You see the humanoid man, who's got quite strikingly blue eyes, you've noticed. And he's surrounded by like a few of people who honestly look quite unimportant. Like, honestly, they don't really stand out to you. It's only really this human. Other than him being a human, he seems to have a sort of presence to him. And he just sort of like, he's deliberately on the highest like seat of the bleachers. Not the highest, but I mean like he's above the others, if you get what I mean.
Yep.
That'd be better to describe it. And he just lifts his head up and looks over at you guys and just says, "Oh, hello there. How can I help you today?"
Hi. Seen you around. Noticed you're just about the only human in the prison here.
You have
Just
a problem
wanted
with
to-
that?
No problem with that at all. I'm actually half human myself, but
I mean, that means nothing around these parts.
We're friends.
Yeah,
we were.
I wanted
Yeah,
to
we are
ask you
friends
about
with the
that.
human.
How are relations between the different races in here? Because we do have kind of a mixed bag, it looks like.
I mean, there's a reason why my gang was a lot bigger than this initially. But to get to me, they decided to kill some of my members.
And I
Achuaka's
bet
gang
that
have
didn't
been-
go over too well.
Achuaka's gang have been pretty on top of doing that.
Hmm.
But I don't mind.
So needless to say, you two don't get along too well.
If we ever came to blows, it wouldn't be very nice. In fact, we have fought once. Very bloody.
Yikes.
Although Achuaka came out the loser in the fight, I still had to kind of work for it.
Yeah, I bet you're pretty strong. You seem it.
Flattery will get you nowhere. Seamus,
Not
wasn't
flattery, just an observation.
it? Yes. Seamus, I take it both of you are from Tennoyama, given your mannerisms and appearance.
Yes.
Got that right.
Not a problem, I was just merely stating a fact. I myself have come from Colonia Pole, actually.
Ah,
Oh yeah, we
Been in
we
your-
visited there once. It was.
very cold.
I mean, it is literally called Cold Place.
We met an Oni bear.
Yeah.
You met a what, sorry?
Oni bear.
He frowns for a moment, and then... Oh! You mean that beast, yes.
Yeah. Helped us kill a white dragon. That was fun.
Very nice indeed.
Felix has an interesting definition of fun.
Are you
I mean, I
really
like
saying
it,
the Oni
right?
bear elbow dropping the white dragon from a giant hole wasn't fun?
Touche.
So other than having a bit of a nice tete-a-tete, did you have anything you needed from me?
Out of character. What do we need from him again? Well, just his cooperation, right? Just like.
Well, I thought we were getting information on what Achuaka might be planning. Was that it?
Yeah. So, back in character, I guess now. So what's your name, by the way?
Oh, my name. Well, no one's really asked my name since, well, to be fair, I've not had any arrivals for a while, but, why should I tell you my name?
Just so it's easier to address you when we're talking.
Because it's a friendly and personable thing to do.
Yeah, what he said.
He looked at you guys and just purses his lips. Yeah, fair enough. My name is Hawk. Hawk. I don't know if that's exactly how you pronounce it.
How's it spelled?
I've just typed it in the Roll20 chat.
Hawk?
I'm not actually certain how you pronounce it. Let me check.
Hoke?
Oh, Hauke.
Hauke?
Yeah, my name's Hauke.
Well, nice to meet you, Hauke. I hope we can be on friendly terms during our stay here.
I mean,
I don't want any trouble.
I mean, as long as you're willing to kick the shit out of people like Face Scar, I don't really mind. Just don't get in my way and I won't get in yours. That was an
Bless
out-of-character
you.
sneeze. I wasn't tabbed
Bless
into
you, Hauke.
Discord or outside of I wasn't tabbed into Discord or else I would have actually muted myself.
Speaking of people getting in your way, we've heard that Achuaka might be planning something. Do you have any information about that? We sort of have
In
an
fact, she was conspicuously out of the cell she shared with our friend during the attack.
So the
Oh, was
reason
she
we're so
now?
invested in it.
Very interesting.
She claimed she was seeing the warden.
Oh. If she's seen the warden, then who knows? Maybe she's feeding them info.
That's a scary thought.
Who knows? Maybe she deliberately timed it so while she was gone, she wouldn't be in the way of your friend Daron from having their cell raided.
That definitely implies that they're in bed together, and maybe in a less metaphorical sense than we think.
I mean, I'm only throwing out speculation.
It
Yeah, and I'm following
even
that line of
necessarily-
reasoning to its logical conclusion there.
Yeah.
I mean, to my knowledge, the warden is male and Achuaka is quite confidently attracted to women. She's the sort of person who wouldn't sully herself like that just to get ahead in life.
That's
She's
good
a
to know
piece
as
of
well.
She's a right fucking bitch and a piece of shit, but she's at least got some standards.
Well, that is
men do
definitely
be
good
awful.
to know. One
She's
way
the
or
sort of
another.
person who'd poison you with a smile on her face as she tells you that the liquor you're drinking is laced with poison.
Well,
After
that's
you've
a
already
fun
had a
thought.
sip. After you've already had a sip already, but you know. In fact, it's how one of my own men got killed.
So she's a snake. Got it.
I mean, she's literally a green dragonborn. She can use poison. All she has to do is get some saliva in your drink, swill it in, mix it about, and bam.
Well, thank you for the warning.
If she ever does offer to get you a drink, never take it. Or if you do, well, don't drink it.
By the way, how long have you been here, if you don't mind me asking?
2 years.
And you're already in this position of status?
I already had a name for myself before I got in.
What
I'm
for?
actually someone who's actively not pro Cult of the Tarrasque.
Good for you. We've had some dealings with the cult of the Tarrasque. Saw the
My
Tarrasque.
apologies on behalf of my people.
Saw the Tarrasque. That wasn't fun.
Oh. You'll have to tell me about that sometime. Maybe when we're all out of here someday.
Well, when you get out, you know, don't be afraid to hit us up.
I mean, I'll be here for at least another few years.
We're willing to
I
wait
caused a
on the
bit of a
outside.
stir I caused a bit of a stir at the neutral points.
Hey, so did we.
Did you kill a few foreign ambassadors?
No, we actually saved them from being killed.
Who was it
Oh,
who
then you
attacked again?
probably
Was it?
saved. What was their name? What's the name of the Kolodniapol ambassador again? The old one, not the new one. I know they replaced them.
Ruth?
Yes, Ruth was the old one. It's the new one, to my knowledge, but
Right.
there was a newer one. No, it doesn't matter. I never really got the name anyway.
I think it was called the Tarrasque who were attacking, right? Was it Eben's Wing?
Out of character, it was Evan's Wing.
Eben's Wing, right? Yeah.
The Cult of the Tarrasque is what set the wolves on you that killed Seamus's group.
Yeah.
Push me to the edge. All my friends are dead.
No,
That's,
not the
so-
ambassador thing. I
that's
meant the neutral
That's a
point
callback
thing.
to the before the stream
Yeah.
ever took place.
No, I was talking about the neutral point attack that Akru eventually.
Oh, that was Ebon Wing as well.
Right. Okay. So
But yeah,
it's easy to get mixed up considering how many cultish groups we have encounters with.
But yeah, I mean, I had to kill the last ambassador. They're a bit of a dick. And they just give you a really eerie smile.
Well, considering how many people we've killed, I don't think we can judge.
Fair enough.
And, you know, we
Well-
are planning on killing a leader of a country, so Yeah.
Oh. I'd be careful saying that out loud. Some people might get designs and ideas.
It's the Black Rain leader.
Still, there are people from Black Rain here.
Felix, I think we should probably, shut up about it.
A deal apparently this prison made for how some of its funding is achieved is that some criminals can be brought over from here from other countries if they don't want to deal with them.
Yeah, I imagine that's how a certain Seda prisoner got here. He really shouldn't be here.
I take it you know them.
We've met.
Now that I think about it, an elf that matched your description was what the Satyr was telling me about one time in a game of cards.
You actually played cards with that asshole?
He's actually quite fun.
I mean, he was all fun and games before he started demanding fingers as bets.
Oh yeah, I've got his big toe.
He hasn't learned his lesson.
Yeah.
At all.
He doesn't seem like the type to learn his lesson. He's lost a
He
finger.
kind of went a bit mad when I made him. Well, I didn't force him to eat his own toe, but he unwittingly ate it.
What?
He pissed me off one day. He tried getting a bit handsy with my friend here. He doesn't even he gestures to one of the two people who's at his left. You don't know which one, but he just offhandedly gestures. Yes, he got a bit iffy with them, and so, in retaliation, and to make my point clear, I may have put his toe in some of his food.
Nice. Auto cannibalism.
Well, you'd think after losing a finger and a horn, you'd learn from your mistakes, but no. I also have the horn. That was
If
a
you
fun
do
day.
happen to get his ire, just then I'll do a solid for you.
How kind are you? But what's the catch?
All I ask in return is that when I eventually get out of this place, you play a game of cards with me at least.
Yeah, I can do that.
That's all I want.
Can
really.
I do an
no body
insight
parts
check?
on the line.
Yeah,
Can I do an insight check?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Yeah, it just seems like a game of cards.
But yeah, I do say no body parts on the line. I'm done with that. Done with that crowd.
All I was going to suggest is a bit of a favour, is all I was going to say, for whoever wins can claim one.
Alright.
And no, that doesn't mean the favour means, owing body parts. I'm not a monster.
Like the Seda.
As looks like he's about to say something, but he slightly tilts his head to the side. But none of his colleagues are speaking to him. And it's only for a brief moment before he looks back at you guys. Well, unless you have anything else for me, I'm going to go in and have a bit of a rest. This sun is a bit too much for me, and with my complexion and my acclimatization to more colder climates, I'm getting quite drained.
Go ahead. It was very nice talking to you.
Likewise.
Have a nice nap.
I didn't say I was napping, I was mostly just resting, but thank you anyway.
Oh, just one last question before you leave.
Yes?
Do you know of a Drake Blackburn anywhere?
No? Why
Eh.
should I?
No, just, thought I'd ask. You seem like a worldly person.
I mean, I am, but regretfully no. But if I do find them, I'll definitely point them your way.
Appreciate
Or I'll
it.
let you know. Depends on if you're fine with them maybe running or not. I don't know who they are, but
Well, even just a description would be helpful at this point. As I said, no pressure.
Well,
just
If you're willing to do me, if you're willing to let me call on a favor, a minor one, I'll reach out some feelers to see if I can find any info on a Drake Blackburn. I have a fantastic source. Yeah, he actually seems to be willing to do some searching for you.
I was more meaning in terms of the favor. What kind of favor is being implied here?
Well, if you're that intent on wondering, and I will say whatever he says is going to be the truth, like he doesn't want to ask for more. If you do happen to break out, which it seems like you might be, if you are willing, you don't have to, but if you do, let me know ahead of time what your idea might be. I'll see what I can do to help you out.
Is that because you want to break out too?
Yes. Don't worry, I won't get in your way, I won't cramp your style, I won't do the same means you will. I'll do another way of exiting. But if you're exiting, it means I can put my plans into action. Although I will say whatever I intend to do, which I'm not telling you, you won't be able to replicate it. So
Well, as long as we don't get in each other's way, I don't have a problem with it.
You probably won't get in my way.
Well, we'll see what we can do, and we'll see what happens. Thank you for the offer, at the very least.
No problem, my friends. Goodbye for now. And as he leaves, the others sort of follow along.
All right. What next?
So I'm going to say that's it for now, just because I'm looking at ending the session soonish. And
Smart.
we're going to go to Dairon next.
Yeah.
Gen, Shuku, Ikari.
I'm gonna start with spying.
Okay. Anyway. I've got enough fun. Anyway. What are you how are you
Gesundheit.
spying?
Mostly just kind of trying to keep out of sight and just listen in, keep like
On
lips, that kind of thing.
on whomst?
Achawaka and her gang, mostly Achawaka.
Give me a stealth check. Oh. Okay, and then give me a perception. You get to read lips, but it's not. That's the most you'll get, I'd say. So you sneak pretty. You actually manage to sneak under the bleachers that Achuaka's gang is hanging under. It helps that you can sort of abuse the cover of shadows to sort of, with the heat and everything as well. You do a fantastic job of sneaking under, but the problem is it's very awkward to hear, because they're all sort of talking to each other independently. But you do manage to get most of what Achuaka's saying, at least, because I assume that's the focus. So she does bring up how her favour with the warden, or something to do with the warden, will be probably she'll be able to cash in soon. And that he is, what's the word I want to use here? Because again, I don't want to misrepresent what I'm trying to say.
Right. No,
basically, the implication is that whatever she's done with the warden should help her when the time comes. The only problem is that Hauke will very likely get in her way, and Tora's gang, depending on what Tora's gang will do, depends on how easily she can get what she needs to be done.
and by Tora's gang, she means us.
Yeah. She also mentions how she's going to keep a watch out for that Genasi. Because she, I mean, you know, what's her name? Achwaka doesn't appreciate how mouthy they are. And she's willing to give that Genasi a dragon's kiss. Whatever that means, you don't know. You do also hear slight bits of murmurings about something to do with the cells at night. You aren't sure though.
Okay.
The problem is with the angle that you sort of have to sit at to like sneak, because there's not really many places to sneak in an open courtyard. Like, it's very awkward to read lips, is the problem. It's awkward to read lips and be stealthy. You'd have to break stealth, which would completely defeat the purpose of what you're doing, you know?
Right.
But yeah, that's pretty much what mostly you get. There's not really much to go into just because, like, there's no point in, like, flowering the dialogue up for you when you, like, you know, you're wanting to get the deets, you know.
Right.
You're not role playing with anyone, and I'm gonna be real, I'm not sitting here talking to myself for several minutes just to, you know,
Right.
and I can
No,
just tell
for
you
sure,
what
I get it. Okay, and then at some point I do want to do the sneaking to the guard, like try to meander my way through the guard.
to get inside.
Mostly to map out the way to the warden's office.
Yep, so what do you want to do exactly? Like, do you want to sneak in or...
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do my best to sneak. The goal, like, if I can also just like get info on the warden, that would also be ideal. But I'm not gonna push my luck if I don't need to.
Yeah, so if you want to sneak in, give me a
Mhm.
stealth check. You don't get very far in. I'm not going to say you get caught, because that's dickish. I'm just going to say, like, you have to cut your losses. Not very far in, really. Like, you get back inside. You see that guy Seamus and Felix were talking to, that human? He seems to be sort of, like, hanging out with his crew. But, like, you go the way you've been told. Like, you know, you, like, go the other way. You try and go further in. But, like, you already see guards sort of coming off to seemingly change shifts. And there's not really any ways of sneaking around without getting caught. The most you see is a door that, like, in the distance that vaguely says, like... What's the word? Like, you vaguely see a door that says, like, guard restroom or something. And it looks like it's a double door, which, so far, not many rooms in this building have two doors. Which, the implication seems to be it's quite a bit of a large room. What that means, however, you aren't sure. In the midst of the group, though, because I think it is important to also give you that, just so you know, you can do planning. You already see a couple of the guards are dwarves that already look quite inebriated. You know, like you've already been told before about some of the guards. And you also see a minotaur that doesn't look very imposing. In fact, you can already tell from the horns that they, like... What's the word to call? Basically that, like, already from the horns you can tell it's a different guard. Like, it's a different minotaur to the one you had that, like, interrogation with.
I see. Okay.
But yeah, it isn't long before you have to sort of cut your losses and like make your way back.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks.
But eventually, you know, you like lunch comes. Do you all gather together to like touch base?
Yeah, I think we'll.
I'd say so, yeah.
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 You get your solo table. You're all together for the first time. Noticeably, though, you don't see Achuaka, and you also don't see Hauke. Hauke, even.
Interesting.
So, what did you guys find out?
Well, I tell them about all that I found out about where the guard facilities are, where all the facilities are in the prison, and all I found out from my conversation with Black Cobalt guard as well.
For me, I found out that Achawaka is definitely planning something, and is working with the warden. But they're concerned that someone named Hauke is going to stop them or be someone who they can't trust.
Yeah, Hauke is the human gang leader, and he's definitely going to be on the lookout for Achuaka now that we've sort of told him that she's planning something. If he didn't already know anyway.
Good. We want to keep them playing off each other. Keeps them distracted from us.
Darren, you should also be careful about what you drink.
Oh, I'm aware.
Okay, good. I just, wanted to make sure. Achuaka has a history of poisoning people.
I mean, she is a green dragon, Tora adds. I mean, they literally breathe poison.
Hauke is also planning a jailbreak, but he seems to think that we won't sort of like cross paths on it. Otherwise, Seamus and I have come up with some ideas of places to try for certain zones. We'll, have a look for some of them after lunch. Did you manage to find the location of the warden's office, either of you two?
I got stalled on that front, unfortunately.
Oh, that's right. Tora, do you know of anyone who's been in the prison longer than you?
Most of the people have been in here longer than me. Well, there's not really many guards. The only people who've been in there longer than me that I can think of immediately is the warden, who, well, seems less than useless right now, if not outright against us, judging from their time with Achuaka. Other than me, it's mostly just a couple of old people. Any of the elderly people you see are probably the ones who've been in there longer than me, and that's looks around like 3 people.
Right. Just curious, because
to be honest, one of them I know is already going through dementia.
Right.
The other 2 aren't high up the totem pole enough that anyone gives a shit about them.
It's less about anyone giving a shit about them, and it's more of them having info.
That's what I mean, though.
Well,
They are that old. What I mean is, I'm not trying to say old people are not important, but what I mean is that, like, they aren't important enough I think, to give satisfying info.
Right.
The problem is that none of the guards are on set patterns. They're literally on call to be told, "Can you do these hours?"
Oh,
to
it's
my
it's
knowledge.
it's it's not a info on guards thing. Remember something? This place used to be like a fortress of some kind.
Yeah, it did. But what I mean is that even they wouldn't have much access to other places in the building either. They don't do enough to deserve even like being brought to the warden's office for, a telling off. They keep their head down, which is fine.
And who's most likely to know about the location of a hidden passage out?
Probably other guards, because they're trained to know the ins and outs of the building.
Right, Aldane, you know what to ask about next.
Boy, what do I need to ask about this time?
Hidden passages.
That'll be tricky.
I believe in you.
Secret tunnel.
There is one person I can think of that might help.
Hmm.
Gonna roll an intelligence check.
Who, everybody?
No, Tora is.
Not terrible.
To be fair, he's actually got 10 into intelligence. He's not stupid, he's just been a fish out of water for over 2 decades.
Yeah.
I believe there's a goblin fella. What's his name again? I think it's a... What was he called again? Oh, Z.
You roboted in the middle of that. What's the name?
Azizi.
ZZ.
ZZ Top?
No.
No, Aziz Ansari, obviously.
He usually spends his time doing a lot of the He usually tries to keep his head down. He's actually friends with that halfling some of you guys have spoken to before. You know, the one who's always hanging out with the Goliath?
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty good at sneaking around. He's one of them. He's always so beneath suspicion. He's often sometimes just roaming around at night around the area, even when he shouldn't. He's also so unhealthily thin he can fit through the gaps of the bars.
Right.
For his cell. So, he's pretty much a good go to ask stuff. The problem is, he requires a lot of bartering to get any info from.
Right. Might be something for you, Seamus.
Yeah, haven't used my persuasion skills in a while. And out of character, this would mostly be a deal for him to sneak around and gather information for us, or see if he can I don't think we should trust him enough to steal things for us or let him in on our plan, right?
It's about finding the potential location of this hidden tunnel that may or may not exist.
Yeah, so it's all reconnaissance.
It's not even.
We do also have those quiet areas that one guard told me about.
Oh yeah, those areas.
The ones with which to have sex in. Presumably.
How far
I'm
are you
sure
willing...
Seamus will enjoy making use of that information.
You don't know if they necessarily correspond to dead zones either, though.
Yeah. Question, Aldane, how far are you willing to go with this dwarf?
No.
Oh, come on.
The answer is no.
Seamus, how far are you willing to go with this dwarf?
As far as you need me to go, baby.
Maybe look into
How
that
about
on the side.
introduce you to?
Maybe
Yeah.
look into that on the side.
No, just kidding. No, it's too real. No, I'm kidding now. At least head.
We can work with that. We can work with
I'll
that.
fondle his balls.
Anyway,
I think we've got a plan of attack after lunch. Meet back for dinner, and maybe we can really hammer some things out for the plan.
I mean, it sounds like Seamus will be doing some sort of hammering anyway. Tora says,
Oh god, you have no idea. It's such a pain having to share a cell with him.
Hey, I'm not that bad. I don't snore, do I?
Snoring is not what I was talking about.
"No,
To be
you
fair,
just
when you
fart
have-
really loudly." You don't really. I'm making a joke, Seamus.
Oh yeah. Whew.
Bless you.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
As you are talking, you actually feel almost like a whisper in your ears. Give me a perception check.
All of us?
Okey-doke.
Yes.
Hey!
Felix and Dairon, you already can sort of sense the source, and as you look over, you see Hauke as he has sort of entered the cafeteria
I don't like this.
and like walks over to his seat, like over to where his like group is.
Mm. Do you think he's untrustworthy?
No, but I don't like the feeling I just got.
Hmm.
All of you felt it, but Darren and Felix, you felt something quite striking,
Yeah.
quite familiar, really.
Ooh.
Both of you give me an intelligence check. One of you can help the other one for advantage.
I'm helping Felix.
Felix, make the roll of advantage.
Thank God for the advantage.
So, you've never felt this presence before, except with one person.
Mm.
You got an extremely similar vibe to Rua from this man.
Oh. Interesting.
Like, the source of power he possesses was eerily similar.
So, a similar type of monk to Rua, then. Interesting.
Do you share this with the class?
I do.
Does that mean he's also an elf like the king? Tora looks at you guys.
Mm. Not.
I don't know, I've never met the kid. I've been
Yeah.
in here nearly as long as he's been alive.
I don't think it's purely an elf thing. I don't really know the ins and outs of his fighting style, but certainly from everything I've heard about it, it doesn't seem to be limited to one race. And he seems pretty heavily human, so something to think about anyway. So we all agreed on what we're gonna do after lunch.
Yes.
So just to reiterate, Aldane, you keep schmoozing with the guards. Try and find one that has been here for a while and might know about hidden tunnel. Seamus, you approach this ZZ. Maybe try and barter some information.
That's the dwarf guard, right? Out of character.
No, that's the goblin.
Goblin
can-
cell. Goblin.
Oh,
prison.
the
Yeah.
halfling guy. Yeah.
No, goblin, not halfling.
He's
Uh-huh.
associated with the halfling that you know.
Yeah. Darren, are you gonna watch Achuaka some more, or do you want to come with me?
I'll probably keep trying to make my way to the warden's office. I'm curious to see if there's anything we can glean from his office.
Right, and I will try and search out some dead zones then.
I can also make my way to the sewers if I need to, and I have some magic affinity, so I can check if there's a dead zone down there.
Yeah.
I'll do some asking around actually. Most of the people don't actually dislike me here. And I'm not terrible at getting info actually, so I'll see what I can do for you guys. I can't get anything concrete, but I'm just going to put some feelers out, get any bits of info I can.
Okay. Right, good plan. Let's
All
break.
these fucking bites!
Yeah. Yeah,
Damn.
good plan. Let's break. Once we finish lunch.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's Taco Thursday.
Whoever would
Sunday.
do tacos on a Tuesday?
It's actual tacos as well, the soft shell.
Oh,
Soft
good.
tacos, because hard shell tacos are fucking shit.
Oh yeah, no, those are awful.
There's a reason why I've heard Mexicans call them like garbage.
Anyway, are we gonna do the after lunch stuff, or are we calling it a session there?
We might.
Fun
just call it.
session.
Yeah.
Been a bit of a longer one compared to last time, but I think there's been reasons why.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're actually sort of closing in on like things.
Mm. It's necessary. I mean, we had a fucking planning meeting in the middle of it.
Well, it's been needed. You've had a
Yeah.
real eye opener, especially because like it was good to end it on that fight yesterday.
Mhm.
Well, last session, sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, it would have felt, especially considering how long it eventually took. It would have been weird to.
the beginning went off the fucking rails though.
Yeah.
You calling in Oryx was genuinely something I didn't expect. I didn't even consider that.
I just came up with it on the fly. Like I was already.
I was ready to get my phone out and play the Better Call Saul theme as Oryx entered, but I was
Yeah.
like,
Like I was already, thinking about the question of, oh hey, is it ethical or legal to cast Zone of Truth on us? And I was like, why don't we just call in our lawyer if we've got one? Have them advocate for us a bit.
and hey, Oryx put in the work for you guys.
Yeah, Oryx did really good work for us. Would have been quite bad if we'd had to take those punishments.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, would have been a pain
Well,
in the
it
ass,
means
to say the least.
Jack would have Aldane would have been out of commission for a whole week.
Yeah, and
Which means you'd have been one man. You'd have been one man down. You'd have had even less time to get Tora out.
yeah,
So you'd have had no margins for error.
yeah,
And 3 of you would have been doing community service, which means your ability to access info would have been drastically reduced.
Well, no, I thought Darren was going to be in solitary confinement
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, they would have had less time.
Yeah.
So Darren would have been sooner out,
Hmm.
but you'd have still been fucked because it would have been you two to do a lot of the initial heavy lifting.
Yeah.
But yeah, you pulled through. You did You know what? You all get inspiration today.
Yay!
You've all been fantastic role players.
Yay.
I tried.
I mean, I've already got it, but still, yay. Thanks to just shit talking Seamus.
Yeah, that was great. Highlight of the session. We've learned some very interesting stuff about a lot of NPCs today.
Yeah. Maybe made some problematic friends.
You're in a prison, everyone's problematic.
I feel like Jake from Brooklyn Nine-Nine when he was in prison, when he was like, I was sort of hoping, Caleb, my roommate, was another cop wrongly imprisoned, but no, he's a cannibal.
Yep.
Feel very much the same way. Maybe I was hoping to have some, maybe some tax evaders or, other people who were framed and just, or had bad lawyers. No, most of the ones we've come across have been fairly awful.
Yeah, you've all had, like, cannibals, murderers, whatever the fuck Harky did. Well, yeah, he killed an ambassador, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, technically, Oryx would be in there.
Mm.
But no, he'd immediately get brought to Siltanok and get executed.
But anyway, yep, that is the end of the session. Of course, means the end of the stream. Hopefully, everybody watching has enjoyed it. In terms of future stuff, Tuesday we'll probably be continuing with Persona 4 Golden. We are currently in the process of absolutely speed running Naoto and Marie's social links.
Why Naoto? Do you not like hers?
When I say speedrunning, it's to make sure that we can get to the end of hers and romance her before we lose that chance.
I sped ran Marie's social links because I don't fucking like her, but
when I say speedrunning, it's less,
just pound it through. Like, actually, yeah, I get you.
It's just getting through. It's just it's just getting through it as soon as possible, so that don't miss out on it.
I do gotta get going, guys, but thank you for the
Right.
session. It was great.
See you again.
All right, see you again.
See you again.
So that's Tuesday, Thursday. Continuing on Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. We've done the tutorial case. That was fun. We have a new headcanon that the judge, along with Gant and the Elder von Karma, have been searching for years to bring the Rice Krispie Elves to justice. Except the judge unknowingly has the Rice Krispie Elves in a trench coat as the bailiff. Rice Krispie Elves have committed 12 murders in 5 states in our headcanon. And the judge wants them brought to justice. I think the only reason I started that is literally because somebody said snap.
Crackle and pop.
Yep, exactly.
I think somebody said snap, and I just went. I
What's
think
that,
I just
Dylan?
had the judge just go like, snap. Are the Rice Krispie Elves nearby? I'll get them soon, or something like that. I don't fucking remember. I was tired. Saturday will be the Paradox Hour. We'll be discussing tournament arcs. Should be an interesting one.
Yeah.
I still want to do a tournament arc for this campaign, and I know I'd do it.
Yeah.
Because I'd do it so it's like what I'd have you guys do is you'd have to choose between 3 teams of. You could have 3 teams at maximum to represent you guys, but it would have 3 people in it.
Right.
So you all couldn't be on one team.
Yeah.
Or you could just be like, fuck Aldane, we're all going to be one team. But then Aldane just gets Ruin Akira, so who's really losing out?
I mean, if there's a team with Akira up for grabs, I'd like to be on that team.
Of course you would.
So yeah, next Sunday, more of this. Maybe we'll start the process of breaking out. We'll see how we do on the reconnaissance.
Who knows, maybe you just suddenly fall into everything and then suddenly, like, within the same session, it's already happening.
And maybe, just maybe, next session, Seamus will give head to a dwarf. Thank you everybody for watching. Please do give us a follow here on Twitch and on Twitter at Storytime_net.
The next session, the next title of the episode should be "So No Head." Depending on what happens, just do "So No Head."
I've been making them very very jail themed. So today's was Slammer Shenanigans. So I like my alliteration.
Nobody knows the triple thing.
The last one I referenced Brooklyn Nine-Nine's prison arc by titling it "The Big House."
I was gonna say "Prison in the Paupers."
Oh, that could be a good one. Have to try and remember that.
Good. Damn.
Anyway, again, thank you for watching. Hopefully, we hope to see you on Tuesday for more Persona 4 Golden. Good night.
Later.